up? What up? What it do? How you feel? How you be? Welcome to another show, one of the dopest shows on YouTube where we talk about everything under the sun. As long as we get back to the money, real conversations and real solutions. I'm your host, Courtney Edgar. Listen, tonight's gonna be a fun night. You know, we got the crew here today. Some showing up a little late, but they'll get here when they get here. We got a guest tonight. Shout out to Carmen. She took some time out of her day to come kick it with us over here at the Banter and Barter Show. Everybody, how y'all doing, man? How y'all feeling?
I'm doing great, man.
Feeling good. Thank you for having me.
What okay?
What's up? Sorry, got some technical difficulties over here. How y'all doing?
Good. Kicking it, feeling good.
How
You know
you
what I mean? How you doing?
How
Stupid.
you
But listen though, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure y'all hit that bell notification, man. Listen, let's go ahead and get into these topics for tonight because we got a lot to cover tonight. You know, I don't know if we're gonna make it all the way through, but if we do, you know what I'm saying, it's a great thing, it's a wonderful thing. But y'all know how it go. All right, so I want to go ahead and dive into this first topic of the night. We're gonna talk about Black Wall Street. You know, no, you try to say something? Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll talk about Black Wall Street, and we're gonna get into this conversation because I know there's a lot of misconception about what happened with Black Wall Street and the things that happened before, during, and after. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it, then we'll give our thoughts. All right. So make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let's rock out.
Went to the courts, went to the Oklahoma Supreme Court. It went to the U.S. Supreme Court, and guess what? They won most of the cases against the whites of Oklahoma. And guess what they did? They built Black Wall Street, Greenwood, back better than before it was burnt down. Nobody talks about that.
A lot of people don't know that, right?
I've been out there with them. I've marched through the streets with that community. I've been out there to celebrate it with the brothers and sisters out there. Guess what destroyed it? Integration. When we psychologically made a decision that what was in a white store was better than what was in a black store.
We wouldn't know about Aisha Curry if it wasn't for Steph.
All right. So what are y'all thoughts in regards to that? In regards to that topic? Because I know a lot of people, they only talk about one part of the Black Wall Street in regards to anytime we talk about black and white, right? They always mention Black Wall Street and they got burned down. So what are you guys' thoughts in regards to what they were talking about? Whoever want to take it.
I have heard what he said before, and it's one of those things you hear more young people narrating what happened versus like older people, because older people not on social media like that. So, but then you do have other older people that probably wasn't informed for real. But I've heard so many different variations of what was going on back in the day, with the elders. But I think one of the things where I always kind of struggle with, and this is just my own opinion, it was like we always want to bring those type of things up to talk about the reason why we acting the way we acting today, as far as the degeneracy or all the crazy stuff that's going on in our community. But there was a point in time where after slavery we acted like we had some sense and everything. But then after that, that's when we see all the degeneracy and all that type of stuff. But I think a lot of times that's the Malcolm X versus Malcolm X versus MLK debate of two different ways where they was going. And that's the reason why they were like MLK was wrong, because he was looking to integrate. And I heard it so many times. I think what's the rapper called? What's his name? He's real political. He kind of big. Killer Mike.
Killer Mike, yeah.
Killer Mike. He had a documentary on Netflix, and he actually went to the local people here in Georgia and was asking them how everything was going. It was an old school barbershop, and literally said exactly what he said. As soon as the integration situation went, all the black businesses just went away because they felt like the white businesses was better. So everybody started leaving the black businesses, and all of them had to really close down.
Anybody else?
This might be an unpopular opinion, but I think that when you do race, as far as business, money is green. It don't matter where or who it comes from. It's green. And when skin color is the benefit. I think when businesses are branded as black owned, white owned, Hispanic owned, whatever, I think that does them a disservice. I think that I think you should have your services open up to everyone because at the end of the day, you want to make a profit.
Right.
Profit counts, whether what community you serve. It has nothing to do with it. My stance on it. I don't think any business should brand themselves based on their ability. I think every business should brand themselves as what product, service, good, whatever you're providing. Focus on that, not because Latino owned, black owned, white owned. That shouldn't matter. You're looking to make a profit at the end of the day.
Okay, Marcus, what I got?
My bad, I missed it. I didn't see it, so I'm gonna let y'all get this one.
Now, so basically, it was just black. It was basically about Black Wall Street in regards to how they talk about how everything was burned down, but yet the other half of that is what they talk about where it actually was built back up, and then what actually happened is they tried to integrate with the white community, and in the mostly black people started going and shopping with the white stores versus the black stores.
Also, the Supreme Court they fought the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court went in black people favor.
Yeah.
So they won all majority of the cases, and they rebuilt it, but it didn't last because that's when integration started.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think like that whole thing to me really doesn't. I think there should be more black businesses out there if there is some help they can get. But I'll be honest, like most black businesses I've ever been to, for the majority part, a lot of it is trying to get too much done at one time, and then the product that you're putting out pretty much costs too much, like what I've seen in most situations. So, but I mean, I have nothing against it. I think that's something you should do, but I don't think we just focus just only having black people, shop at your stores. Have white people, anyone who's got money can shop at your stores, so you can, get wherever you're trying to be,
I just feel like once the integration happened, then white people would obviously shop at the white stores, and black people would also have the option to shop at white stores, right? And the white owners would be able to had a little bit more leg up than the black company or the black CEOs or company owners because they had more options. They were able to get loans. They were able to do a lot more. They were able to kind of expand their businesses a lot faster. And in that case, then black-owned businesses would lose on that. And I'm sure it definitely hurt the black community.
Well, I don't know if you got a chance to see the video or not, or hear it. Are you on mute? You on mute?
Are we good now?
Yeah.
All right, bet. Yeah, we talking about the Black Wall Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with the integration because even today, everybody trying to buy European. Nobody really. The only thing black people really fuck with is Jordan, on some retro shit.
Yeah.
But if you try to start something from scratch, it's gonna take a long way for you to get the community behind you to support it. Shit, look at the Essence Festival. That's supposed to be for the FBAs, but when it went up for sale, ain't nobody fucking bust no move. Some African bought it,
Yep.
or bought the rights to it, however you want to look at it. They tried to integrate African stuff into it, then that was a big uproar. Don't help that the leader of the thing at the time used to work for Target, and everybody trying to boycott Target, but
She wasn't there. She was only there for one or two Essence Fest. And she's actually the reason why Target was even
one or two is all
more
it takes.
diverse.
One
She
or two
didn't
is
tear
all
it
it
down
takes.
though. It wasn't her fault.
Well, I mean, in your eyes, it ain't.
When she got to talk, when she was with Essence, she was no longer at Target.
She was no longer at Target, but at the same
she was
time,
done.
the fact that she had ties to Target was one of the reasons Target was a headline sponsor. She used her network to gain sponsors for the festival, and they were like, "Oh, she's tone deaf, she's this, she's that," and that started a big uproar. So the problem with community is it ends in unity. If ain't nobody unified, you fuck from Jump Street, and everybody think the grass is greener across the street. Nobody want to water their grass, but they want to go play on the neighbor's turf. So it is what it is. It's all false perception. If you keep everything in house, clearly there's a reason why every time Black people build a successful town, village, community, whatever, there's a reason the shit gets burnt down, flooded out. They build a highway straight through the middle. It's reasons. They know that if you let these people stand on their own too, we're gonna be so far left in the dust. I mean, we done damn near built everything.
But I don't think that's the case today. There is no burning and flooding in the community. There's not. I don't think that's the case today. I think that was the case before. Absolutely. There's facts about that. But now, as in today, living in 2025, I don't think that's the case. To be completely transparent, I think that you can't keep a community of any sort moving forward if you're stuck in the past. There's absolutely nothing bringing you down today. Was it 40 years ago? Absolutely, it was. But that's not the case. That wasn't the case for our parents. That wasn't the case for our grandparents. It might have been the case for our great grandparents, but we don't live in those times anymore. So whatever is stifling the community is within their own making. Not somebody else, not the white man that come and burning down your houses and burning down your buildings. That's not the case now.
I mean, yeah, I can agree with that. Oh, go ahead, man.
A take that I have is I don't think there is no community, even with white people. I think right now we live in a very, very selfish stage in human times. It doesn't matter how. It's like this. It's like a pattern that goes on. You the underdog. Everybody like you. You get to the point where you kind of like right here. Cool. We saw the come up and everything. It's this in the Black community, white community, everybody. When you get super uber successful, noticeable, and all that, I think it's like one of those things where everybody always want to try to find something. It's like it used to be. It used to be a situation we just say it's us. Now it's everybody. It's just a society what we in. It just you're doing better than me. I'm overstimulated with everything that's going on social media. I seen you. Longest you somewhere where I can reach, probably I rock with you. But now if you go too far out of my reach, now there's a situation. I'm going to find something. I'm going to find we not saying me, but I'm just saying in general, like social media and people, they'll do a deep dive. I've seen people be so invested that they'll pull up your credit history, all that type of stuff, and say, "Oh man, he ain't rich. He got all these delinquent payments and this, that, and there, X, Y, and Z. He ain't who he say he was." But that delinquent situation might be like $2,000 or something like that, and that's something that can just be resolved. While the same person who digging up all this stuff can't even save $500. It's just like you just doing better than me, and I don't like that. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna create a
I
blog.
agree. Yeah, I agree. It's crab in the barrel. It's what is that mentality? Crabs, all
Crab in the
Crab in the
crabs in the
barrel.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Crab in the
Crab in the
barrel.
barrel. I don't think that I think a lot of times the downside and the crime doesn't come from integration. It don't come from white people. It comes from within the people in the community because they don't want. It's all said and good as long as you're not doing better than me. Because let's completely be honest. And I will put my a lot of our communities they're the ones that come against us. As soon as you see somebody do better than you, oh no, he doing better or she doing better. I gotta shut that shit down. So let's be honest. I don't think the harm is coming from integration. No, the harm is
Oh
coming from
no,
other people.
no.
And you see it, and you
It's
see it. Look what the hood. I mean, look what happened to Nipsey Hussle. He tried to fix the hood, and they killed him. They killed him, and that's not the first time that happened. It's not. Everybody's like, "Oh, come back to the
Young
community.
Dolph.
Feed
Yeah.
young Dolph. He was buying cookies. He was shut dead. Come back to the community. Pour into the hood. Pour into this." I'm like, no, the hood hasn't poured anything into these people's success, and now everybody feel entitled because you're successful. Now I'm supposed to bring you up with me because why? We're in the same community and you're entitled to that? No. The hood kill us.
But even in that same strength, everybody rather buy Chips Ahoy cookies than to go back and support that cookie business that Dolph was killed at. Everybody rather go buy some Balenciagas and some whatever versus going to the Marathon Clothing Company in Grasso. It's still a lack of support from within. They view things across the street to be better. I mean, back in the day when we rebelled and we came out with FUBU and everything, that was a nice little run. We had FUBU, we had Fat Farm, Baby Fat. That was a nice little run, and now we right back to Balenciaga, Gucci, Prada. So,
But think about this though, bro. Even with FUBU, look who they had backing FUBU. You had your prime stars, you had your LL Cool J's, you had your top prime stars at that time rocking it. So of course we were looking at it like, oh shit, LL Cool J rocking it. He got the one pants leg. Oh shit, we gonna rock that too. In that time, everybody wanted to be like a LL Cool J. But now everybody, like you said, all the superstars, they're rocking the Balenciagas, they're rocking the Fendi, they're rocking the Gucci, they're rocking all that. So everybody wants to rock that. And it kind of piggybacks on what Wallow was talking about too. Another situation that happens in with black businesses is one, they have horrible community service. Not all, but there are a lot of them that have horrible community service. And don't nobody want to go in there because they have this entitlement complex. It's like, bro, what makes you just because you're a black
I
owned business?
wasn't gonna say that, but you're right.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to say that out loud, but you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
horrible. And so when you walk in there, it's entitlement. It's you're not welcoming me into this business. Like I'm a potential customer, I'm a potential buyer. So you need to make sure you own it. I need the best customer service. Now, of course, that's across the board too. It's not all white businesses are all chippery as well. I understand that. But again, we have less black businesses than there are white businesses. So even at your lowest, when you got these small businesses, you need to be on your tipping point. Best customer service. But that's just part of it. That's not the whole thing. That's just part of it.
It's a huge part of it. You see that a lot in the salons out here. Mm-hmm. That's one of the complaints that a lot of the hairstylists can't keep business, and a lot of women can't find hairstylists because the customer service is so crappy. And then a lot of people want to work out of their house and they don't want to get a salon and they don't want to show up on time and they want $100 deposit and they're late and they're talking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm in Atlanta. That's real. I'm like, you know what? You got all these. You're asking me for a deposit. You're asking me I have to be on time between this hour, but then you're late. Mm-hmm. You're running 45 minutes behind, and you're mad with me. I'm like, well, God forbid I come in here. My bad. I inconvenience you. Right. But you're 45 minutes late now. I'm getting that pushback. That's true too, which is why I think integration is not a bad thing. I think integration is a great thing for everybody. But focus on the product.
I think it was I think integration was it was like it's an issue within the phase. If we didn't do the whole integration back in the day, I think I don't know what would have happened, but I just know all the business closed down when integration happened. In trying to do the whole situation integration today, I can understand because we done built this this sense of entitlement within our community that I ain't got to do nothing. Like my wife, she tell me she has a what you call a hairdresser? What I guess that's what it is.
Stylist.
Yeah.
Stop. Yeah, she got a stylist. She always, every time she get her hair done, she always got an excuse to push the time back. And then, thank God she wear dreads. She got dreads and whatever. But from what my understanding, when I be, at kickbacks and everything, women be talking about the stylist here in Atlanta. You gotta before you show up, you done did all the work.
Mm-hmm.
And they charging you as if they did the work of everything.
Oh, absolutely.
And
A
then
lot
they
of these,
gonna get mad.
Mhm. A lot of these
And
hairstylists,
then they
you
gonna
gotta come wash, you gotta come already detangled, you gotta come with your own hair, you gotta come with all of that stuff. By the end of the day, I'm like, what am I paying you $300 for? I can just to put rollers in my hair. That's where everybody's going to.
Mm-hmm.
That's where everybody goes to.
now you wanna know what the crazy is?
My cousins, the Dominicans,
Like,
they go there. They go to the African braiders because it's like, bro, at this point, it's like you got all of these prerequisites. At this point, I'm not paying you for a damn thing. What the hell is you doing?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's
side
the
note
same
though.
thing.
Side note. Go ahead, Mark. I mean, Courtney.
No, yeah. No, I was about to say, yeah. I mean, that's how a lot of them are. Like I remember I was trying to get my spark plug changed in my car, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna hit my friend up. He probably knows someone. Hit this dude up, and he's like, all right, man, yeah, I can do it, but you gotta go pick up the spark plugs. You gotta do all this shit. I had to do everything. And then he told me how much it was gonna be, and I called the shop. It was gonna be the same price. I'm like, oh no, bro. I'm just gonna take it. Like it's yeah. I mean, I'm doing all the work, and you just gonna try to charge me premium rate? Nah, we're good.
Hey, side note. I know this ain't the point. It's like a flip flop with the hair situation. The barbers here, they charge you about $150, right? They'll charge you $150. They'll charge you $100 and all that stuff. But it's gonna be like a spa. They're gonna do everything. They're gonna wash your hair, put your hair under the thing, bring it back, put some stuff in your hair to stiffen it. They're gonna edge it. They're gonna put the towel over your face. They're gonna do all this. They're gonna do everything. It's like it'll cost about $100. Now me, I'm at that age. I don't need all that because I just want my line up. You feel me? And I'm out. Boy, hey, you talking about boy? I'm finna get on. Look, I'm trying to get to where I'm trying to be. All that towel shit. You feel me?
Exactly. And here in Atlanta, I told my husband the same thing. He's like, they're charging you what for a lineup?
That's crazy.
$75. It's
Nah,
just
hey,
a
look.
lineup. It's not,
Hey.
And then they get a little bit, somebody come in, or they get a little bit of clout, or they get a little bit of followers. Now, I'm gonna charge you. I'm gonna charge you celebrity.
Now they're celebrity barber.
Listen,
Another
that
celebrity
$100
barber
worth
because you got what? How many followers on Instagram? And now
that week out, player.
Listen, that $100 worth it. You know what I'm saying? That $100 worth it.
And let's not even talk about the flip side. Let's not even talk about the other side. We're talking about this. They get, all these prerequisites, the customer service, and that's aim to par. What about the other side when you're a business owner and you have maybe your family member, a friend, or somebody be like, oh, well, give me this on a discount because I'm your friend. I'm your brother-in-law. I'm your grandma. Like, hook me up, give me the discount, because that happens a lot in our community too. At least in the Latino community, everybody thinks if you own a business, you own a store. They're like, you selling something, t-shirts, hair, whatever. As soon as they be real quick asking me, hey, well, we know each other. You're my sister-in-law. You're my friend. So what do I have to pay? The same price that I set. That's the price.
If anything, you should be
discount. No.
If anything, you should be tipping. That's what if you really support, you should be tipping, paying me extra. That's what you should be doing.
Exactly.
No damn
You
discount.
pay for goods and services.
Right.
Yeah, so that's another thing that's bringing the small community down, because why you ain't got no problem paying for Gucci and Louis Vuitton and stuff, but here I am giving you a whole a graphic design on your own, but now it's a problem because you don't want to pay the prices that I set. But you ain't got no problems giving your money to all these other big companies that have nothing to do with you, but I have to give you the hookup? No.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
That's a very good point.
What'd you say, Glenn?
I said that's a very good point. I had to switch shirt, boy. It started getting hot. Hold up.
What, you have to put on a black on shirt?
You in the desert?
Yeah, I just had to put a regular shirt on. No, bro, but that's true because I live out here in Atlanta, right? And when I had my digital marketing business, I was helping. My whole thing was to help black business. I was Black Do Black Woke back then, but I was like, all my stuff. Everybody need this information would come to digital marketing and all that stuff, and Facebook pixels and all that type of stuff. And 9 times I would say 9 times 10. I'd say like 6-7 times out of 10 when I got with like a black business or whatever, they try to get over on me. They didn't want to pay the rates that I did. They always was trying to finesse me in a way that they can make as much money they can make after my services. Like one time I saved this guy, I would have saved this man a whole bunch of money, and I did it for free, right? Just to kind of like, because it was in good faith with one of my friends or whatever, and they was like, yo, we got this business or whatever, can you come analysis and stuff and just see what's going on? I did it. I did a whole presentation. I said, hey, this is what's going on, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. If you do X, Y, and Z, this, that, and the third. And this was for free. It was like, well, if we bring you on to do digital marketing for us and everything, how about we pay you a percentage for each sale? And I was like, how much? And he was like, we'll give you 10 to 20%. So his highest ticket product was $60. So I would have been working around the clock, and if they got a sale or whatever, I would have been making anywhere from $10 to $7 per transaction. And he knew what he was doing, but I'm like, I do this, so I understand what you're trying to do. So, man, it's just one of those things, bro. I done did the whole black business stuff, even going to these black business. And one of my specialties was to actually analyze their sales process so I could understand how I can help them and everything. That's the reason why they be charging us so much, because their sales process is trash. So one of my I heard this from somebody, and he was a black business owner. He was like, any other business owner, if they put $1 in, right? If they made $1.10, that's a win. Us as black people, if we put $1 in, we want $2, $3, $4, $5. And that's the situation. So if I was going to charge my marketing services and all that type of stuff, if I charge $2,000 that month to do all the back end stuff, all this stuff, automation and all that type of stuff, $2,000 right up front. After that, retainer fee for about $200, $300 a month. They're like, oh Lord, hell no. What I can give you 10% of each sale there. Hell no.
What do businesses like yours do? Start catering to the communities and the people that are actually going to pay what you're worth. And I think that's another telltale sign that our community isn't fully ready.
And look what experience you had, Macro. Look like experience. Now because your experience with this black business, black owned business, now that's tainted your experience for future ones. So now you're going to be looking at
no. It didn't take for future ones. It didn't take for future ones. It tainted the past. I could talk about them like they dogs, you know what I'm saying? But I'm never that type of person. I always look at things, but it's my fault if I keep on going to those type of tier of
That's
people.
good.
That's something I have to work on within my business practice. You know what I'm saying? I got to figure out my avatar and whoever I want to deal with. But that's neither here and there. But yeah, man, it's crazy. And I think it's just to go it really into the topic. I think right now, if we even went back to just us, it'll be, boy, you already see how these homecomings going. Can't nobody even, we can't even be with each other for a while. It's over with.
Motherfuckers, yeah, catching shit on fire, bro. It's crazy.
Anybody else got any final thoughts on this one? Nope.
Until you put the unity back in community, ain't gonna be no forward motion. That's all I gotta say.
That's fact. That's facts.
Dive into the Courtnee Edgar Show Super Chats.
Hey, yo, shout out to Spaces for the $2 ball on the Super Chat, big dog. I appreciate you, homie. I appreciate you for supporting the channel, homie. Appreciate that. So look, let's go over here to this next topic of tonight. I was gonna do a little bit of relationships, but I kind of want to switch it over a little bit, just a tad bit, you know, because we always talking about women a lot of times. So I want to bring the men. I want to bring the men up, and in regards to the things that men go through in the aspect, and you know the struggles that they have. See, Ashley missed a good one today. She was gonna miss this one because we'll get there. We'll get there. But I'm gonna play the video from the Kurt Franklin podcast. You know, they're always having different celebrities on there. They're sitting at the table eating dinner and talking their conversations. But you had the comedian Kevin, you had Jonathan Majors, you had what's the other rapper's name? What's his name?
Right there.
NBA, right?
No, not
NLE Chopper.
Yeah, NLE Chopper, and I forgot who the other cat was. Ray
J, and you got a prominent doctor that was on there.
Yeah. So we're gonna listen in. It's just a clip, it's not the full video, it's just a clip of what they were talking about. And Jonathan Majors was speaking on, you know, the struggles of Christianity and just being a man overall. So I'm gonna play it and then we'll give our thoughts. Oh, take that off. There we go.
There's a lot going on right now at this table. I got a lot going through my head right now.
Give us some.
Well, it's interesting, right? Because I mean, yeah, like I found my wife in my lowest moment of all time. You know what I mean? I found my wife, and that's awesome. Like,
she's an amazing woman.
She is an amazing. That's what we do at the house when we start feeling good about being married. Yeah. So I found my soulmate. You know, I found my queen. You know, in that moment, we found each other. Rather, I'm just gonna move through it really quick, but I got something to say. Right. So it's like this. So in that space, like I hear you, young brother. Like I hear you. You know what I mean? I really do. And I hear you too, Kev. But in that dark space, like nothing, like sorry, like bad news, Kurt. Like nothing's getting you out. Nothing's getting you. Like, and no one's talking about that. Oh, my babies. Oh, my career. Oh, my life. Oh, my. No, that's horseshit. That's horseshit. If it wasn't, if you had something to hold on to, you wouldn't be in that space.
Wow.
You know what I mean? My baby girl wasn't gonna get me out. My mama told me I can't get you out.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Megan couldn't get me out.
And your mama preacher.
My mama preacher.
And your mama
you know what I mean? Like, no one's talk about that. Like we can talk about like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why like let's cut the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? No, out of the dark place, right?
I disagree. I disagree.
Well, respect, young brother.
The road leads back to two. No man, no woman, no kid, no pet can, but God can. The road leads back to two. And my thing is this: if we understand the connect, listen. I just sat down for 3 to 4 months. I took a break. I could have made $4, $5, $6, $10 million. I left it all on a plate to sit down because something in my spirit wasn't right. I sat down. I had to go back home. Got grounded. Stayed in my hometown, the most dangerous city that people crucify. Stayed there, planted my feet there, and went into 112 day seek. Every day I woke up, I went outside with my notebook and I sat my feet in my grass and I stood before a tree and in nature and I just listened. And I wrote down everything. I jotted it. I got a journal. I got 4-5 journals stacked over 3-4 months. It's like a Bible. The Most High God fed to me every day, every second. When I woke up, He'll wake me out of my sleep. He gave me dreams, people that I needed to get away from me, snakes, rats, whomever. He put everything under a microscope in my life.
Watch this. There are times when I can say that my walk with God in Ali has not been enough. And it was hard for me to admit that. There's going to be these views that are not black and white views, but these are our perspectives.
Yeah, but I think there's so many brothers who find themselves, and I am one of them. You know what I mean? Who find themselves in situations and they're hearing in the back of their head, oh, but your baby, oh, but God, oh, but.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's that moment where you look for it, right? And it's not there, and then you jump.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we gotta be very careful, famous celebrity people, right? Putting rules down, telling folks this is how it goes. No. That is dysfunctional.
So
right?
let me
The
say
same way they say,
sorry.
they say black men should behave a certain way. That's like saying a Christian should behave a certain way.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not. It's not fair.
You on mute.
I'll say any thoughts on that. I'll stop it right there.
I got some, and I'm gonna be short.
Go ahead.
This is exactly what we were talking about. I think me, Courtney, Raw, and Marcus was talking about the last. Either it was the last show, the show before this one, when we were talking about the difference experience that men go through versus with women, and we be trying to express what we got going on and everything, but it get kind of like, well, y'all not going through what women go through. We go through this and that thing, and it derails it. And I also said, these conversations were like in the barbershop. These conversations was amongst men. We actually have I think this is the first time women actually see how men actually talk. For real. It's unreal, and they like, oh yeah, they just no, we do it in private, but that like men talk like this all the freaking time amongst their friends, amongst the OGs or your uncles and dad and everything. We talk like this all the time. I'm not saying every single one. I ain't saying the absolute, but we do talk like this all the time. And then when we be having like podcasts and we would say, hey, we do talk. This is it. This what you're seeing is a prime example. And I'm glad that we are getting to the point to actually show it, because we probably just don't show it because it falls in deaf ears, because it's always a competition of the hardship of women versus men type situation. Like we literally go through this on a day-to-day basis. OG talking, we be quiet. He's sitting here saying some spiritual stuff and this, that, and the third. You listen. You got the young buck that don't want to listen. He think he know every goddamn thing. And hey, dude, that's kind of like in the middle of the age group. They say, hey, bro, chill out, bro. Listen to OG. He just let him finish and stuff. Dog, I get it. Just wait till he finish. Dog, we go through this all the time. It's just one of those things in today's society, because women, I think women are so outwarded to get the confirmed bias on social media. I think that's the difference between men. We don't need the confirmed bias. I'm going to somebody that I know to talk to see if I'm off. And I think this is like a good representation of men talking to each other in different stages of lives, different parts of lives, different experience with life, and they all come together and they have a conversation. I watched the whole thing, and it just reminded me of the times I've been in those situations, going through the same exact situations, same conversations. This type of conversation happened way more than men just sitting here talking about bitches and shit when we at this age. women think we just talk about bitches all day. This is exactly what usually happens. And I'm done.
Yeah. I watched the whole thing too, right? It was good. At first when I started watching, I was like, God damn, got that clown Ray J in here and got the young cat. So I don't know how deep it's gonna get, but it actually did get pretty deep. And yeah, I do value those conversations because if you ever listen to them, they never like if there's some of the worst shit can ever happen in your life, and it's never directly specific to a person. Like the stories are just like this shit could have just happened, and this is how I got over, and this is who I talked to, and stuff like this. When you go on the other side of the conversations, it's always like this person caused this to happen to me, and this is what it's never my fault. Like so, it's almost like you're almost looking for a pity kind of shit versus like these conversations are more like I just want to get to the fucking problem and see how I can navigate against it. I'm not saying it's nobody's fault, but I just want to know how to fix it. So yeah, I definitely value those conversations.
I think more men should be focusing on these type of conversations as opposed to some of the other conversations that they want to put out there. There are a lot of men who can have these conversations, and then there's a lot of men who don't have
appreciate them lights.
This caliber of people in their lives that they can go and have a conversation with this, especially the deeper ones, you know, the ones that have lived. A lot of them aren't surrounded by the right people, and if you do put it out on social media, it'll click with a lot more people and hopefully help some young men that don't have this type of community.
Yeah, and just I'll let y'all go, but I just had to throw this one in. So this is one of the reasons I wish my girl Ashley was here, because there are no therapists around. It's just a whole bunch of men having conversations.
This is therapy.
But I'm saying like it isn't the therapy in which a lot of women talk about. The go sit down, have a doctor, like these, like it's many different things of the therapy in which we talk about, but this ain't the therapy that most women refer to. This is a different, like men talking amongst men, and they figuring out solutions and figure out how to get to the bottom of it. Because 9 times out of 10, a lot of these men have been through the same or similar situations, and so some are just getting into it, some are still in the midst of it, and then some have gotten out of it. And so you get different perspectives from that situation. So now you're able to talk amongst each other how to get them out of it, how to go through it, what to do while you're in it, and everything in between. So yeah.
I will say though, it's just tough love. It's just tough love. Like it's like one of those things where, just like if I implore anybody to go watch the whole thing if you didn't, because you saw a real deal. It doesn't matter the status. That the conversations they was having was in those conversations happen in the same room of the people that don't even got status. Nobody would even know who they are. They know each other and stuff. It's the same thing, but I just think that I don't feel like that it has to be pushed out that this is going on, because it actually does, right? It actually does. It actually happens. It happens all the time.
Appreciate you for tapping.
It happens. It happens everywhere. I think the situation is a lot of times when women got to see it to believe it, right? Us as men, we can talk and be like, okay, I get it. He probably was in one of those circles and had that situation or whatever. Women, they got to see it to believe it. So if the men say it, they be like, well, I don't see it. So nah, yeah, y'all ain't doing that. Y'all talking about bitches all the time. But nah, this like when you get to a certain age, like I ain't even talking about like old. Like usually when dudes get about, I don't know, about 27, 28, these are conversations that be happening because they like, damn, I'm reaching 30. OG's been telling me about stuff. They just planted the seed, and I'm starting to see more things of the stuff they said. I thought they were just talking, but I'm seeing it more often. OG, you remember we had that conversation about X, Y, and Z and this, that, and the third. Hey, bro, what you think? This is my situation. What's going on? All right, man. They ain't finna scold them. They ain't finna say, see, I told you. They ain't gonna do that. They gonna be like, all right, let me, let's sit down. We're gonna sit down. We're gonna go to this place, and you'll be talking all night. And then when you leave from that conversation, usually that guy, I didn't say he a totally different person, but he take a lot of tools with him.
But
And
did you see the young rapper, right? Like he kind of, because he's so young, sometimes he kind of reminds me a little bit where that conversation was going. If you were talking sometimes to a woman, like mostly it's like he always had a story that he's been through that. He's been to something similar. And he was always like over talking, like he knew more if his other cats were talking. Everyone would just let everyone finish, get their story off, and then like say, I can comprehend that. Maybe my situation wasn't exactly like yours, but this is where, this is how I got it. Blah blah blah. And you can tell like he thought he knew everything because he had been through some shit. And it was like, and they were just trying to tell him, yo, bro, you don't know, man. And a lot of times
I don't necessarily think it's about women. I think it's exactly how Kev on stage positioned it. You may have been through it, but I've been through it like 10 times. And every time it happened, you gain a granular understanding about something. You learn something new. Just like you probably watch a movie one time, right? And you watched it 5 times and you didn't notice something. And now you notice it. So now it's one of those situations like you at the point you done watched the movie about 20 times, and somebody that watched it twice, it's like you see way more things, and you got the and I'll switch it back to what NLE Chopper, he don't have the foresight.
No, he doesn't at all.
So the situation is, the point of contention was, I'm amongst men right now. I want to make it feel like that I've been through enough things that y'all been through, but it's not, and you just gotta humble yourself, learn.
I didn't see that from him. I didn't see him being like, I'm in a good space to listen. I saw him being in a space where like, no, like I'm gonna tell you, you need to focus on God, and this will get you out of everything. He was more focused on that part of the whole situation versus being like, hey man, even if it's God, even if it's my kids and my parents, sometimes that don't mean shit. If some shit's hitting the fan, bro, like none of that means shit. And like, that's kind of like the Disney shit you'll hear, like, hey, put your faith in God, and you do this, he'll get you out of it. And sometimes life just hits your ass. It was like, that shit don't matter.
But that's cool though. You wanna know why it's cool, bro? You wanna know why it's cool? You wanna know why it's cool? He's 22 years old and he's like way more mature than most 22 years old. So he's it's one of those situations the OGs already see it. They're like, all right, he ain't listening. So what they did was plant seeds. So as he started maturing and growing and everything, and those rotations of things that happen, right? He gonna be like, okay, this is what the OGs were talking about.
No,
because I can tell you right now.
The thing is, he passed as a youngin, he passed a new barrier, and so he found something new about himself, and so now he's excited about it. So he's quick to express it. He want to talk about it because he's so into it right now. But as he gets older, he's gonna realize that, all right, I see what the OGs were talking about when they were telling me this, but I was into myself. I found this new spirit. I found this new walk with God. I'm this new person now. I'm becoming this new version of myself. And so now I just want to tell everybody, it's just like new Christians. As soon as they get baptized, now everything is God. God. I'm like, hey man, I'm like, look, we didn't been there before. We didn't got baptized. I understand. So I'm gonna let you rock out, but just understand there's more to it than just getting baptized. There's a longer walk. You feel me? So
I would love to see in 10 years him go back and it'd be a replay, him watching this and being like, fuck, man. I was missing so much shit. And this is gonna be in the place how young he is and the shitty experience. I feel he's in a good place at his age, but it was just in the situation that he was in that they were trying. He just wasn't gonna get it. And I think Ray J touched on it. He was like, bro, like it didn't matter what the fuck anyone told me. I just wasn't gonna get it. It just wasn't gonna happen. So
and that's coming from being young, and you got to give them grace because the younger you are, the more you think you know. Yep. Like teenagers, you think you knew everything when you were a teenager. You about to go run this business. You about to buy a house. You're gonna buy a car, and everything's gonna be absolutely perfect. But when you get older, you start going through things. You start understanding, and I'm sure the OGs on the panel were giving him some grace. Like, okay, I know where he is right now. Yep. And he probably will look back and be like, oh yeah, I thought I knew everything, and I didn't know nothing then.
Yep.
But Ray J couldn't take it. His ass would walk out.
That's why I respect Ray J, because he you can tell he was like, all right, all y'all babying him. Let's get to the real stuff. Dog, is there anything do you feel anybody you can give anybody some advice right now? Because based off the conversation, everybody saw what everybody talking about right now. And then he's like, all right, bro, I'm gonna get up and take a cigarette because he wasn't answering the question. But that even him doing the theatrical, getting out and walking out, it's a seed that's gonna be planted, because it's like, bro, us as men, we are direct, bro. Just say, yeah, I think I give some people some advice. Say it, right? I think I done did enough. I can give some advice. Doing the whole, I only can give advice for the person that can receive it. Man, you can give advice to anybody and plant that goddamn seed and you walk away. And they can do whatever they want to do with it. I'm not finna sit here. I'm gonna be like this. If I got a young bro, or a young my nephew, or I got a young person, because I do go back to my hometown and teach drums and all that type of stuff with the high school band. If they trying to get into collegiate band and everything, I ain't gonna say nothing unless they receive it. I'm gonna get on the drum and show them that I know how to play. So whatever I tell you to do, I'm telling you for a reason, because it's a different world when you get collegiate. I'm gonna plant that seed. I'm gonna play so well, they gonna be like, God damn, right? And then once I walk away or whatever, if they don't want to rock with it, whatever, cool. And if they don't make collegiate, they gonna be like, damn, that boy, he tried to tell me. And then when he get older, he be like, dog, you was right, bro. I'm like, hey, bro, I ain't gonna force you, but I'm not finna sit there and just be like, I'm gonna just sit back and let them just look crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna plant that seed so they can think about it. Even though sometimes with men, you got to be the bad guy. Sometimes you gotta like, because the OGs, they like, I'm finna get up on them tonight. We finna get in an argument. We're gonna go back and forth, because what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create this burning desire in him, and I'm gonna prove him wrong. You're not in control of this conversation. I am. I'm the reason. I already know what's going on. You finna get so mad, and you're gonna try to prove me wrong, and then you're gonna better yourself. And as you go through that journey, you're gonna start seeing what I'm talking about. And they're gonna be like, even when he gets to that point, he ain't even gonna have that animosity towards you no more. I done been through it a whole bunch of times, so I know it exactly.
Yeah, you saw it with me. Yeah, you saw it with me in real time.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think that it's unfortunate that the new generation doesn't listen to what the past has to teach us, because the past always teaches something. I think right nowadays, and we're talking about men. I don't think men want to listen to OGs. I think men don't, the new ones, the younger men, they don't want to listen to OGs. I think they're just like, man, you just old. You know, they always kind of push it to the side. You just old. And a lot of them, let's be honest. I think the new generation has been raised by a lot of single women. So maybe they haven't had a positive male figure. So it's hard for them to step aside their own ego to actually listen to another man. And I think a lot of times that comes from even their own mothers, sisters, or whatever. I mean, your coach is going to get in your face, but at the end of the day, your coach wants you to do better. But what happens when the coach gets in your face? Now you have mom be like, don't get in my son's face. But sometimes they need to get in their face so they can do better. So it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that these new generation of men, because they're going to grow up to be the men of the future, and they're not equipped to lead. And why they're not equipped to lead is because they haven't had that. And even even in the the church, I mean, let's be honest, a lot of these pastors, they don't preach to men, they preach to stroke their ego for the women. Most of the congregations are females, at least the ones that I've seen. Men left the church. Why they left the church? because the pastors nowadays and the preachers nowadays, they preach to stroke the ego of other women. And honestly, women shouldn't be in the pulpit to begin with. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot to unpack. But at the end of the day, I say that to say this. It's unfortunate that men nowadays don't want to listen to OGs, to the people who have experience before them, because they're too much into their own ego. And why they're too much into their own ego is because they were raised by single women. Most of them.
I don't know. I had to disagree with you. Because if that's the case, it wouldn't be this outcry with a bunch of women talking about they tired of these guys listening to red pill content. They kind of listening.
But why are they tired though? Yeah, I mean they're tired because now this you said it yourself. These kind of conversation has been going on for years. It's just now being more visible because the men have a microphone now because of red pill, because of other podcasters that came out to light, and maybe they just shut up because, well, maybe I am crazy. But then I think it started with probably Kevin Samuels. Then Kevin Samuels said, no, you're not crazy for thinking this. And now men have gotten more confidence into saying it out loud, and it's a problem because it's more visible. I think the conversation has always been there.
I think the situation is we've been having these conversations. We've been hearing our uncles and dads and just men that came before us have these conversations. To you at that point in time, it seemed like it's an isolated situation. But now that social media is, it's like, well, goddamn, I thought it was just around my family. And I thought it was just my homeboys that was going through it. But now you're seeing it across everywhere, you know what I'm saying? So it's like more men are going to therapy. More men are being able to articulate themselves and navigate through conversations successfully in a more concise way and actually paint the picture so everybody can understand what they're saying, right? So now it's one of those situations. Okay, this man know how to articulate himself. He has boundaries. He has this. He said, you know what? I listened to what all the women said. I'm broke right now. You don't need a date when you broke. And we listening. All right, let me chill out. Don't approach women. All right, loud and clear. Don't approach women. All right. Y'all men are dangerous. Y'all doing this, unalive with us, and this, that, and the third. Let's decenter, man. All right, I'm hearing all that. Okay, cool. I'm chilling. Now everybody chilling. They're getting information from other men. Hey, if that's what, now you got the OG saying what the situation is. And the OG saying, hey, if this is the situation, y'all go ahead and do your own thing. If something come across and it's organic and she being reciprocal with your time, she not trying to waste it and everything, okay, wait for that, right? Don't be going out here doing all this type of stuff and overexerting yourself, wasting money. Get your bag because the economy kind of crazy. You know, they were splurging back in the day and they can still do what they do. You ain't got time to splurge now. So, hey, go ahead and do that. Now you see an uproar of think pieces of women saying, hey, what happened to the men? They don't approach us no more. They don't do this no more. Blah, blah, blah. What are real men at? Do they want to date themselves? They're always with the homonym attacks. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things that I think that women really don't understand in the general sense. Even not even women, like the men that was raised by their moms and they the first line of defense for the extreme feminist people.
The first line.
they the first, because you want to know what? They the sacrificial lamb, because they'll go in here and say everything that they say and none of the girls try to talk to them. Because my thing is, okay, if red pill is so bad and all that type of stuff, why they still fucking bitches?
I think what they consider red pill with that conversation they were having though, I don't think they would consider that red pill.
Yeah, that ain't red pill.
No, I just brought that in, just kind of tied into like what men go through on a day-to-day basis and all that type of stuff. They're not gonna say red pill or nothing like that, but red pill is not no thing that was just brought upon us and say, hey, y'all need to follow this religion. It was more of something like, hey, it came from a movie. Do you want to live the blue pill and just be a friend zone dude and think you're gonna be able to get her later down the line while she do shit? Or you can have the red pill and be like, no, she don't like you, she don't fuck with you like that. Can you go this way and just worry about yourself and spend your time with some chick that really want to be reciprocal and shit? That's like an example of red pill shit, basically. You not
Yeah,
finna get her. She's not gonna fuck you.
You got a lot of extremists out here that go the extra mile, and then those are the ones they say a lot of polarizing things, and so those are the ones that people hate. But in the midst of all of it, we all understand what they're talking about. So that's why a lot of men are gravitating towards. It's like, oh, I understand what they're saying, because let's be honest, they were saying a lot of things that a lot of men wanted to say. They just didn't say it. So that was one of the biggest things.
It was stinging words, but yeah.
Everybody got bad actors. There's women activists that say that men are bullet holders. So I got discernment to understand that most women ain't thinking that. But I'm not finna go around and say all the women are thinking that. No, there's bad actors in every single situation.
Yeah. Anybody else? Raw.
Yeah, so I ain't watched the full video, but just from what we seen in that little clip and some things that we were speaking about. So, like in regards to the young folk not listening to the OGs, the problem with that is as you grow, just natural attrition within itself helps you transcend to different groups or whatever. Just like, let's say, for instance, the whole elderly chopper.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his music when he first came out was kind of like towards like that drill culture or whatever. You know what I mean? Once you lose enough homies, you start sitting back and like, all right, maybe this ain't it. And then you start trying to go search for other things. But the problem with OGs is from a young age, the majority, depending on your upbringing. Because I mean, I know in the suburbs it's probably a little more positive examples around, but in the hood, for instance, when you growing up, a lot of the OGs, they were the ones telling you to do dumb shit. And so if you got 20 people that then told you to do something dumb, by the time you get that one person that's telling you to do something that's not dumb, you already burnt out on OG. So it's kind of like a F everybody situation until you can sit down, just like NLE said, you know, he did his 3-4 month detox on everything where he just sat down with himself staring in the mirror. Then that's when you can start filtering out like, oh, you know what? And it just boils back to like what Macaroni said with planting that seed. It's like, oh shit. Well, OG at the corner store said his shit actually hitting. Like, you know, all that bullshit they was saying in the barbershop, like F all of them. I mean, it's kind of like when I was a kid, it was my ignorance to where I was like, you know, college is a waste of money. And it's not that it's a waste of money. It's just in our community, there's no like real direction. You see the Africans or, you know, I mean, I'm Caribbean, so I've had a little bit, but I'm saying in general, you see like the Africans, the Caribbeans and stuff, the Asians, their parents, they don't give a fuck what you like and what you don't like. These are your options. You can be a doctor, a lawyer, you know, some that actually get to some bread. Whereas, you know, everybody else just want to have a chip on their shoulder and just, oh, I got a degree. So it's like, okay, I'm going to go apply to college. Oh, what did you go for? Fine arts. Like, what is that going to do for anybody? Or, you know, everybody want to be a psychologist so they can go be a therapist and go fuck everybody else up, because at the end of the day, I'd have seen a whole lot of these people that's supposed to be quote unquote therapists, and if you zoom out and look at their actual life, they way more fucked up than you are.
Yeah.
And that's why, I mean, I be up on here joking all the time with therapy when, you know, Ash and Kay bring it up and be like, nah, fuck therapy. But just like Kay finally acknowledged today, this group of men was therapy. And I don't think that this should be more forerunning on the internet, because another problem with women is on a general scale, most of them just pay attention to things to use to get more ammo to weaponize. So when you have all these intimate conversations, building, growing, whatever, all they're trying to do is see which angles they could take to weaponize to where it favors them.
You're gonna have that. Whatever, don't matter what you talk about. People are always gonna weaponize something. But if you're gonna help men at the same time who don't have that community, so all them people in the hood that want to talk to somebody and they can't talk to anybody because their OGs are messed up, and they hear these conversations, they can get some direction, and that's the most important part of it.
Then the
you know what the issue with that though? You know what the issue with that is? If they go online and get it, you'll have people say, "Oh, you in the red pill and this, that, and third, and blah blah blah. You shouldn't listen to it." So now they
Well, when
influence
you
like
have
don't listen
conversations
to
like
things
this, it's
online.
very clear that it's not the red pill. Like, I mean, anybody with
No,
any type of discernment, they're not going to say that's a red
But
pill. Red pill is
the
basically
You can't say people gonna do what they're gonna do and then turn around and say they're gonna have this discernment to discern what type of conversation is going on. Because I literally saw conversations where they was like, Ray J is toxic. He a part of the red pill, blah blah blah. Because he was asking NLE, like, do you have enough? Do you think you have enough knowledge to give to anybody at this table right now? He's 22. Everybody there was in their late 30s and up, right? And then all of them was saying Ray J is toxic. Ray J is not. He blah blah blah. This, that, and third. So just like you said, people going to say what they're going to say. We can't say that everybody going to have the discernment to understand that conversation.
And that's what I was
That's
saying.
not
The people who are gonna have the discernment to understand that conversation are gonna get the message from it that you're trying to give out. There's always gonna be negative. There's always gonna be weaponization, but you can't worry about all the negatives when you have a whole lot of positive to provide to your community.
Everybody is not going to have the discernment if they are in a situation where
I
they're
didn't say
trying to learn
everybody.
what's right. I'm not saying everybody, but you're saying people that's trying to receive it are going to have the discernment. You can't say that if they're in a situation where they're trying to learn what's right and wrong.
So
Everything
you're
is
either
cloudy.
gonna watch it and get the message, which is what you're hoping, or you're gonna watch it and you're not gonna get the message. And either way, if you don't put it out there, nobody's gonna get the message anyway. So you might as well put it out and touch the people that you can touch, is what I'm saying.
Nah.
Now, and what we're saying is,
Oh, well then don't do
if
it
you
then,
put,
and talk to your people another way.
see, that's what that's what I'm talking about right there. When men be talking about what we be talking about, is so dismissive. There's no empathy, right?
I'm
trying
saying
to
all
give
I'm
you.
saying is share the information on
I'm
social
trying to.
media or share the information to the masses, and you're like, no, don't do it because this, no, I can't do it because of that. So then don't do it. Like, what you want me to do?
No. Hold on. Slow down. I didn't say anything that you said. I'm just a person that's saying what is and what happens. I'm not saying do this or do that. I'm saying what happens, right? That's the only thing what I was doing. I'm not saying not to do it, right? I'm saying what happens when men are doing these things, we have people that say things, and then we have people that receive it and they don't. You have people that I'm just giving a conversation. That's all I'm doing.
That's what I said too.
But okay, you got it.
Yeah,
no, I think I see what she was saying though. My bad, Ron. Go ahead. You got it.
Well, no, it's just Carmen brought it up earlier. A lot of these people are brought up by single moms. I'm telling you, we don't need this stuff on the internet. These kids need to be in the barbershops getting their hair cut. But everybody want their son to be this magical king and all this bullshit, and they got all these fucking YNs running around with locks. And half these niggas shit nappy as fuck. They don't get their shit retwisted, but once a year, damn near look like half of them fucking look like old dirty mops from the back of the Krusty Krab. So that's why you missing out on these conversations. They don't need to be had on the internet because that's just like everybody that finally got on the internet and found
exactly. And at some point you get tired of talking. How are you supposed to help somebody who doesn't want to be helped? Okay, you got it. How many times do I have to tell you the stove is hot, but you want to still touch it? Okay, go ahead, get your ass burned. Like at some point, the OGs are tired of talking because they talk and talk and talk. Nobody is listening, and that goes for everybody. The OGs for men and women. At some point, they stop talking. For what? I already told you if you touch the stove, it's gonna be hot. I told you the stove was hot.
Right.
You want to get your ass over there and touch it anyway? Okay, fine, get your ass burned. So no, you can't just bring
Yeah,
it
but
up.
see, the thing is, when you in the
You give
barbershop,
up. You give up. Ain't nobody
nah,
listening.
the OGs in the barbershop, they gonna tell you the stove is hot, and they gonna sit there and watch you go touch it. They're not gonna stop you from touching it. But the difference is, after you do get burnt, they're still there to catch you when you fall. They'll be like, oh, see, I was trying to look out for you. So boom, let me tell you this story about how in 1953 I got this scar on my arm. I too leaned on the stove when it was hot, but you wasn't listening to me because you thought you was high and mighty. So you can bring it back. But when we do this on the internet, the problem is women like to dissect shit to where it benefits them. Women raise their daughters to go over there and play a nigga, but then you go raise your son to go get played. So we don't need to give you our playbook so y'all can play us. So no, half of this stuff don't need to be on the internet. We need to do this stuff behind scenes. I mean, it's just like when you study biology and you study plants and all that in nature. The most growth happens in the dark. Yeah, the plant photosynthesizes and all this fancy shit in the daytime and stuff. But a lot of the time when it's gaining inches and growing taller and whatever pause, it's done in the dark. It's at nighttime when everything is settled and the roots start expanding more. It start getting taller, get wider, whatever. So some of these things need to stay behind scenes because when you put it out on the forefront, you just making it harder for the ones that's coming up next.
I kind of gotta give pushback on that because the reason I say that is because it's good to have these conversations on here to talk about, and I kind of agree with Kay on this aspect of it, just because there are going to be some people who are going to have the discernment to understand it and hear it, and they're going to receive it, and then they're going to do what is necessary in order to make things happen in their life and make changes in their life, whether they were raised by single mothers. Because just there's two sides to a coin. Yeah, there are some who are going to take it and use it from a negative standpoint, but then there are also going to be the ones, that small percentage, whether it's a small or big percentage. Most people who put this type of content out anyway, they only care about the 1%, the 1% that actually receive the information. They don't care about the masses. They only care about that 1%. If they were able to change one person's life, they did their job. They did what they were supposed to do. And so that's what it's about. It's about the building blocks to get to that point. It ain't about I'm gonna shoot this one video out and then now I can reach the masses. No, it's reaching one person at a time. And if you continue to keep reaching, having these type of conversations and you put it out, when you see the NLE choppers out here and you see the OGs having these conversations with NLE chopper in the OGs now, because NLE chopper has relatability to the young generation. A lot of them listen to NLE chopper. They're gonna watch it. And then they're going to be some people who are going to receive the information that the OGs are giving to NLE Chopper. I'm like, you know what? I understand that. I see what's going on now. Now, they may not get it right then and there. It may be down the line. There'll be some content that I've watched myself that I'm like, nah, they tripping. But then a couple years down the road, I listen to it again. It's like, you know what? I might have been tripping. So they're making some sense on this aspect. So I think I agree with Kay on this aspect of it. Some are going to receive it, and there are some that aren't going to receive
But
it.
that's where I agree with both of y'all. I'm not saying don't have it at all. I'm saying it shouldn't be mainstream.
I agree. I don't think it should be mainstream, and I think a lot of times if you do reach and going back to the point, if you were raised by a single mom, how many times have somebody try to help you, but then they contradict? So these it shouldn't be mainstream at all. It's just if you were raised by a single mom and somebody's trying to tell you, whoever it is, doesn't have to be your dad, whatever happened, that's personal. It could be the pastor, it can be a coach, it can be something, it could be another male positive figure, and then they turn around and do what? You don't even listen to him. He don't know what he's talking about. He old. You don't listen to him. It gets contradicted.
And on the other side of the coin, there's a lot of single mothers who are looking for those type of men to mentor their sons, because they can't speak to them in the way that they speak to them. They can't control them. They're not listening because she's a woman or because she's mom and she's the only disciplinarian in the house. And so there are a lot of women, I see it all the time, asking for help, looking for someone who can speak with their son, trying to find that type of community. And sometimes it's not easy, depending on, what their affiliations are and how much they work and how much family they have. So there's a whole lot. And these type of conversations, if she does come across this, she can share it with her son.
Yeah, but I think a lot of times, I think most of the time it comes too late.
Yeah, exactly.
It comes too late. By the time he's a teenager now. So now he's been acting out for I don't know how long now. He's 13, 14. His voice dropped. He's starting to get little chest hairs. Now he think he's big and bad. Now you want the help. Where was the help when he was growing up? Now it's too late. Sometimes it is.
You can't blame the mother. So where's the father? Where's the father?
Where's the father? You make yourself a baby.
Well, don't put it all on the women. Like, why did you wait so long? A lot of times you got to figure it out on yourself. Let's not say that single mothers are really out here not doing the best that they can, right?
It was the same thing we're talking about.
There's ones that are, and some that have been led astray. Some don't have the mentality. But there's a ton of women asking for help, looking for help.
But you think they do it when the kid's like young and cuddly and she wants to be around him all the time? You think she's still like, I need some help before all the shit happens?
Women
like when she thinks
she got help.
When she
I disagree. I'm sorry. I disagree. I disagree, Ms. K. Respectfully,
when she thinks she's in control. When she thinks she's
I think most women out here, if they are single, they don't ask for the help at the beginning where something can be helped. I think they start asking at the beginning after they're drowning.
Yeah.
And once they're drowning, sometimes you can't help them. It's too late. It's too late. I'm sorry. That's just the reality of it. I think most women ask for help once they're already, it's too far gone.
Because they're told, a lot of single mothers are told, you made your bed, you lay in it, you deal with it, you take care of it. And so they try to take care of it on their own. They struggle and they try to take care of it on their own. And when they get to their wit's end, which unfortunately is years down the line, they start clawing at different things and trying to find it and going crazy because
how do they have the help then? How do they have the help then? They don't have it.
Like all the time, single mothers are doing this for this their first time around the sun. If you don't have help, if you don't have guidance, if you don't know what you're doing,
everybody first time around the sun.
Well, I think that's the
then I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry.
They don't know what they're doing.
I am to the belief that single mothers, you made yourself a single mother. I am not going to lay down with a man putting my life on the line with not a 2-parent household and not picking someone who's worth a damn to be called a father. Why would I do that? So there's a million things that you can do out here. Not everybody out here is getting essayed. Not everybody out here, most of the time, let's pick facts. Most of these single women out there are being single mothers because they're getting pregnant by the same men that have other baby mamas. Well, put yourself in that situation. You don't have to be. No, you don't do that. You make yourself. You're the one that's raising this child. The man has the option to choose away.
There's a lot of single women as well. No. There's a lot of single women as well who think that they have a good man, who think that the man's gonna stick around, who doesn't think that they're gonna up and leave, or they're gonna have all these problems, or they're gonna cheat and go down the line. There's a lot of fairy tales being told as well. Now,
you choose to lay down with that man before he give you, before you even know
I just got one quick. Hold on. Okay.
Let Mark go real quick.
Hey, just one thing. Do you think in those situations where a man leaves, do you think the woman has anything to do with that? Like anything, like
people leave each other for multiple different reasons. Whether
it's there's you're a good woman, if you're this fantastic lady.
If a man actually leaves, a man ain't gonna leave a good situation is a good situation. That shit just don't happen. But like I'm telling you, like I hear this shit all the time where he just left, but the shit you were doing has nothing to do with it. Like that's one thing I don't understand that part. It's like, yo, he left. Like it's always like the woman does nothing wrong.
It's not always the men leaving either. Sometimes it's the woman leaving because
the majority men don't leave
because it's gotten too hard, because it's not helping. There's so many different reasons. It doesn't matter who left who or why somebody left somebody.
And that's cool, but
take care of the situation, right? So women realize that they don't have the man that's there, right? They got to take care of things on their own. But where's the man, right? Is he still taking care of it?
I don't think you have
coming
to.
around and doing his daily duty or doing his weekly duty or whatever it is?
I don't think majority thing. I think the man in most parts gets weeded out. I don't think it's just because he doesn't get on her program. I think he gets weeded out. So I don't think it's like he won't do shit. I think it's just like, you won't do it my way, fuck it, I'll do it myself. Like, and I think that's usually what happens. But then on the narrative,
and a lot of times men don't understand how a woman or a mother has to operate when they have a child. There's a whole different way to operate and move and maneuver. And oftentimes men can't get on that schedule. They have to plan ahead. A lot of men like to do things last minute. A lot of men aren't organized. A lot of men aren't trying to figure out how to get to the doctors and make this type of sacrifices that a lot of women have to make because they're the mother, they're the soul.
On a selfish situation, on just you, on yourself, yeah, women, you guys take care of stuff for yourself. Like going to the doctor, you guys are good. But I think men take care of other people and their kids the way they need to be taken care of. And I think that's the one thing you miss out on.
That's not accurate, and that's not all around, no.
That is accurate because
it's not.
It's proven. It is. It's already proven.
There's nothing proven about it.
Look at the divorce rate. Most women are the ones to initiate divorce. Most women are the ones.
Absolutely.
Most women are the ones to leave first as soon as their situation don't go their way. So ain't no men out here crazy living a good woman, living in a situation. That doesn't happen. But it is proven that women walk away first. Men are not programmed that way.
And that's fine. And that's fine. But if a woman is in a toxic situation or she's unhappy or it's not something that she can deal with, then yeah, she can go.
Yeah, she can go. But that's not most women. And that's not the norm. If somebody is beating your ass, that's not the norm. It's not.
It takes a long time for them to go. Yes, but they still eventually leave, hopefully.
Yeah.
Thankfully, they will
and
leave.
The majority of the women
reasons why.
Right. And the majority of the women are not in that situation. The majority of the women are single mothers who chose to be single mothers because they made bad choices, and now you deal with the consequences. That's not the
well, it's not always a bad choice. Sometimes you do it because you need to be sane, you need to be able to take care of your child, and there's people on both sides.
I think women just got toxic imagination. Half this shit don't be toxic, and y'all just come up on Good Lord's AOL Blue CD 330-day trial internet and say that everything is goddamn toxic. The problem is a lot of y'all don't want to take no goddamn instruction.
They
don't. And a lot of men can't lead. A lot of men cannot lead.
That's true too.
Okay, but
you're not gonna lead a woman who has a child. She's not gonna just blindly follow you if it's not gonna be good for her and the child.
Hold on.
If I done seen Dirty Dick Demetrius, Derek, and Carlos fuck with you, and you ain't listening to them, and then why should I come and help you with your child when them motherfucker over there punching cops in the face and slapping fucking people and pushing them on train tracks? It's too far gone. We liked you when you were cute and cuddly, but we realized, hey, you done had 3 different walks of life come into your life, and you couldn't hold down none of them.
I think women raise their women raise their standards once they're already gone through, and once you're no longer the woman that they want. That's just true. And
well, you should grow, right? So if you
you shouldn't. You should settle. Once you have a baby and once you do all of this, you don't get to have those standards because
people are gonna grow.
You're asking someone to come and take care of your family. If you didn't like that, then maybe you should have made better choices. I'm not saying that.
You know what?
Hold on.
Ain't nobody gonna do that.
What you got, man?
Oh, sorry.
People are gonna grow. That's what you're supposed to do.
My whole situation when women say he can't lead and blah 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 and he ain't shit, he left and this, that, and the third.
They don't want to listen.
No, it ain't even about that. I hear way more women that say all the deficiencies with their baby dad after the fact, after they break up, versus when they actually together. I mean, they saw the red flags. He was driving your car. He was living with his mom. He smacked you upside the head this one time. He thumped you in the face. And you be like, oh, you know, all these red flags, all these things go on. And then once you okay, all these red flags happen, right? You ignore it, right? It's not out the blue. I highly doubt majority of these situations is just out the blue of his deficiencies of him being able to lead and be a good man. Y'all don't vet him correctly. Y'all don't bring him to your dad or the most prominent male figure in your life and
I
say,
got a
hey,
question for you when you're done, Matt.
they don't do that, right? They got it because this is the situation at hand. I done seen this because I got a sister and I seen the whole vetting process and all that type of stuff. I done seen it with cousins and all that type of stuff. All of us there. It's a vetting process, even though it's a situation where they not going to tell you you can't date them when the family like, I don't know about that person. Look, it's one of those things that usually the woman be like, why would they say that? And then the vetting situation, oh, I can't rock with you because my family don't rock with you because they see something that's not consistent with the great people of my family. But
You're
that's
right.
neither hold
You're
up,
right.
that's neither here or there, right? Well, that is here and there. What tends to happen is the same thing women complain about what men do. Their dad was doing the same thing. It was saying, don't go outside and dress like that. Don't be out here by yourself. Don't do this. Don't do that. Blah, blah, blah. Right? The women be like, my dad, he controlling and blah, blah, blah. He just this, that, and the third. Then when they get by themselves, they do the exact opposite. They get the septic ring. They go out there, do whatever the hell they want to do. They do everything the opposite of what their dad said, right? And then when they get the experience of exactly what the opposite of what their dad said, now it's just all the men's fault. It ain't her fault for going against the knowledge that she already possessed. And you know how ironic this situation is? The same situation. Oh, hold on. I'm on. Is my hold on. How ironic is we're talking about NLE Chopper, right? About the situation of planting the seed. I think a lot of times when women get the that spew this whole men ain't shit and this, that, and third, shit, they look at the seed sprouting, they throw that bitch off the cliff. They don't even want it.
I lived it. I think I lived it.
Hold
My husband,
on. I'm
my
not done.
husband.
I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. I'm gonna bring it.
Mhm.
I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna land it. So this whole situation with the thing about the men and they leaving and all that type of stuff. The data and statistics shows that's not the case. We see way more men in their children's lives. It just them and that woman don't work out. That's fine, cool, but they way more involved with their children and within their children. And I think it's one of those situations where we always have this conversation. It always when it comes to put the accountability on the women, how they going about things with laying with guys that are not leaders and this, that, and the third. It's one of those things. That's a thing about you. If you didn't do your vetting process to see if this man was a leader before you let him have a baby with you, you gave this man the highest honor, and then they go on internet and say he ain't shit. He drive his mama car. He ain't got no job. This, that, and the third. And I can't find this dude, so the cops had to come find him to put him on child support and this, that, and the third. You chose that. That was your decision. I know many women out here that said, I do not want to have kids, and they don't have kids. I know many women out here that say, I don't want to have kids until I get married. I want to find a guy that at least got family values and everything, and they are intentional of finding a guy that got family values. If I'm rocking with you, hey, what's your relationship with your mom? What's the relationship with your dad? Oh shoot, man, I talk to him every day. I talk to my mom all the time, man. I bring her flowers every time when I go home and all that type of stuff. I make sure I visit my parents at least when I can, at least about 4 times out the year if they live out of state. That's an indication that he's more than likely going to be inclined to be a more family man. Guess what? These women be having fun and all that stuff and be smashing the worst guys and turn around and say they ain't shit. Of course they ain't shit. Because you laid with him and he got you pregnant and the dick disciplined guys are getting the pussy the non dick disciplined guys are getting the non-disciplined women pregnant. but they blame the guy saying he's not disciplined, but they always say it takes two. So that means if you have sex with an undisciplined guy, you undisciplined as well.
But Matt, here go my
That
thing.
shit is crazy. No, bro, it's always a situation where the men always are the fail safe of the choices that women have. They got bodily autonomy. They smarter than us. They got more education than us. They got the women intuition. They
You missing the biggest part though. You
what?
missing the biggest part, which is why
I don't feel like saying accountability no more, bro. That shit tired.
I mean, fuck the accountability. It's just the fact that men sit back and laugh at most women because we see all y'all lie all the goddamn time. They gonna sit up here and say, "Oh, men ain't no leader."
I think it's unrealistic.
Yeah, but hold on, Farmer. Give me 2 seconds. Because my thing is, they sit up here and say men ain't no leaders, but every man they fuck with was a fucking leader, positive or negative. Nick Cannon got 10 baby mamas, but he run wilding out and all these other shit. You can't tell me that man ain't leading something. Elon Musk lead fucking 15, 20, 30,000 fucking companies as one person and got all these, like, yeah, if you want to go down the whole path of, oh, it's a broken home or whatever shit, I'd rather my daddy not be there and fucking have money in the house than me being broke in the motherfucking hood with the rats and roaches and ain't got no daddy in the house. So it's even levels to that whole broken home conversation, but don't nobody ever want to go down that road. So the thing is, they choose all the leaders. Because when we was in high school trying to get with chicks, and the chicks was over here saying fuck us, and when we was in that age bracket, and they was running off with all the drug dealers and shit, them was the leaders on the block. They ain't want the little Pee-wee that was the corner boy running and doing all the errands, running to the corner store and stuff. They wanted the dude that had the touchdown packs and was distributing the work. So they have all the leaders. Y'all seen the leadership qualities. The problem is y'all ain't want to fucking be an employee. Y'all thought y'all could come to a boss and be a boss over the boss. So then when he got tired and he just fired you, walked off, left you on your own, it was like, well, shit, since you know what you doing, you got it, I'm gone. Then everybody else see the pattern, no nobody want to fuck with y'all. Then y'all like, oh, okay, well, men ain't shit, this and that, blah, blah, blah. All these men gay. No. Everybody that you choose, you try and turn a pit bull into a chihuahua every time, and some of them dogs ain't going. And instead of them biting your ass, they just leave. Then you get the few that put you between the washer dryer, and now everything fucking toxic. But I digress. Go ahead, Carmen.
No, I was just gonna say, just to end it, I think it's unrealistic. I believe the majority of dads out here, they want to be fathers, but I think it's unrealistic for you to tell them, keep me away, don't allow me to be a father. But now when the kid is older, now it's like, oh, well, now you weren't here to help me raise this child. I tried, but you didn't allow me to, and I lived it.
Take a step further, Carmen. Take a step further.
About what?
Why did no? I'm finna take a step further. Why didn't you try hard enough to see your child? They got more vitriol for the person that's trying to see the child than the one that's keeping it away.
Who wants to keep doing that? Because now you see it in the courts all the time. I lived it. You see it in the courts all the time. The majority of custody is by the women, and especially if you leave in the state of Georgia, you damn near have to kill the child before the father gets custody.
That's what I'm saying.
CPS it's like gotta get called in and everything. So it's
you a bad person. No, this is a crazy thing. You are a bad dad if you don't have enough money to fight for your child, and then when you gonna go to bankruptcy and all that type of stuff because you trying to spend all this money to see your child because that lady is doing everything she can to keep that child away, and you say, you know what, I done met my match. I'm just gonna sit back and this and the third. They
turn around and be like, "Oh, your child's out of control. The child is 14,
no,
13,
not even that.
And now it's bad." I'm like, "Oh, you want shit to begin with." No. They tried.
Not even
wave a magic wand.
Not even that. You as a dad should have did everything you're supposed to do to see your child. You don't never hear the women say, why is she keeping that child away so much? Like, why he can't see his child? If he's trying to be in the child life and everything, Why do he gotta go broke to see the child? And even when he gets paid the child support and everything, but he wants to be in the child life, and they get split. Let's say he go all the way to the court, he gets split custody. Why he gotta pay child support and she don't? If they got equal custody and they go into each other's houses and she got a job. That just lets you know how the system. That just lets you know how the system is. But the thing about it is not even about the system. It's the optics about, like, when we always visit these conversations. Why didn't you try hard enough to see your child? I'm trying to, but you have this from this child.
You're right. The system is broken. I think it's both. I think the system is broken. The system is unbiased. And
I done seen a man.
And I think women should make better choices to who they choose.
I done seen 3 men break down in tears because they're trying to spend time with their child, and that woman is making it so hard. I was like, damn. I saw the first one. I was like, damn. And then I saw the second one, and then I saw the third one. I'm like, damn. And I'm like, we having a conversation. He was like, yeah, I got a homeboy. He going through the same thing, bro. I'm trying. All of them trying to see their kids. The women are making it difficult. So that's my whole thing about this whole situation. We always got smoke for the ain't shit men. Okay, there are ain't shit men, but we always try to put this situation when we have this conversation. Women are God. They don't never do nothing. They don't have no vitriol. They don't have no issues. It's the men's fault for not trying to be up there, trying to step up for their child. But when the men do try to step up for their child, it goes against, because they didn't have the conversation before they had the child. They were just smashing, and something happened. We always want to paint the picture like they smashed, and she said, I'm pregnant. He got this stick, and he had put all his clothes in this little hamper on the stick and walked out the door. And it was like, I'm gone. I can't take this shit. The majority of these situations, everybody just fucking. And then they don't talk about what's the expectation when this kid comes. If a kid is a byproduct of us doing what we're doing, now expectation is there, right? All right, this is my child. Oh, I thought it was our child. No, this is my child. You got to do what you got to do. Well, I ain't trying to be on your program. I want to do this with my child. Oh, no, you ain't finna do that. Then they break up, right? Oh, and they get in the point of contention. He talking to another chick. Oh, he ain't finna, my child ain't gonna be over there with them random chick. You was the random chick like 9 months ago.
You should have knew who he was fucking, bro.
You was the random chick 9 months ago. Now you got oh, I got a baby, and I listen to Derrick Jackson, and I'm come on, bro. Like, we like let's be real.
I got played across the board, just like what I said. Offset and Cardi B, both of them victims. It ain't just one side. Both of them victims. He knew what he was getting into. She knew what she was getting into. So I gotta side on the side of this. You fuck with a lot of these ain't shit women, and you know that it's just a bust down situation. And so when you find out that this chick is doing the most, it's like, all right, big dog. So you gotta hold yourself accountable for the fact that you fuck around with this ain't shit bitch.
Yeah.
So on both sides of the coin, they also gotta understand that, you know what I mean? So yeah.
I get the same smoke. Now I'm clapping for Offset because I'm just being facetious because they clap for Cardi B. Now the reason why the allegedly 730 split that they got going on is because she breached a situation because she had a baby while they still was in marriage.
So the law, technically, law hit him.
So he knew what he was doing. He was prolonging the get of. Hey, let's give it up because, you know, any other time the women, when she win, and they were like, get your coin, girl. Hey, bro, get your coin, dog.
Get your bread, dog.
Hey, she the victim now for sure.
But did they prove that that's old boy's baby? Because I mean, but every time he come back home, he still get the crack. So she was still cracking both.
I mean,
No, I think that the issue was like she smashed old buddy. Allegedly he smashed while she was pregnant with the baby that she already gave, that already is here. But then after that, they got together, and now she got a baby with him, but they are still officially married.
Is
so
that
by the
proven
law,
to be his baby yet? Like if they do because I know nowadays you can do a DNA test in utero. So did they prove that that's his baby, or because
I don't know.
That's the only thing I'm wondering. I mean, either way, they both fucked off. But
hey,
that last show, I just thought Courtney was trying to say that one person was a victim and the other wasn't.
Both of them. Now,
no.
I'm saying both. I've been saying both of them victims, not just one side.
No, none of them victims, because both of them knew what type of people they was messing with. I don't look at the situation. Nobody's no victim.
Nobody's a victim.
How you gonna? Offset. Everybody. I even seen like women were like, "Oh, Cardi got with Offset. We already know what's gonna happen with this." And the majority of the guys said the same thing, right?
Oh yeah.
Then Cardi B, we know her background. It's like picking the better of the worst.
Yeah,
that's like big. Like, what would you say? Like, what would you say if a dude wiped up a stripper and now she ain't no stripper no more and she cheated? Would you call him a victim? I would not call that motherfucker a victim. Not at all.
I would.
No, they not. Bro, they adults. They adults.
No.
Choices.
You knew that. I mean, you should have known. You should expect
what
some
if
of
you
that
married
probably
a
going
nurse
to
and
happen.
you get shot and she
Like,
let you bleed out since you a victim?
Wait, she ain't no doctor. So, like,
hold on, what?
You know what?
Hey, she ain't no doctor.
You said
if you get shot and she just watch you bleed out.
I think you're a victim because he got shot and she could yeah. I'm trying to see the correlation.
Yeah,
she got shot. She ain't do nothing about it. Hell yeah.
No, because that's just something. That's what they do, bro. Like if you a stripper, I would never say it was a victim, even if she say I'm not stripping on him and she cheats on him. I'm gonna say, bro, you should have seen that coming a mile away.
I ain't gonna say nothing. I don't even think you can say something. The shame already there. You just give a look like, bro.
Yeah, come on, really? You knew that.
We had bro, you gotta, bro. You listen, bro. I hear what you're saying. Yeah, there are some that slip through the cracks, but when you look at it from a grand scheme of things, you look at the broad spectrum. But 9 times out of 10, if she come out the stripper post, she ain't shit, bro. We gotta call a spade. We get it. Every person that there's some people who come out the suburbs and they end up being shit bags. We know that. You know what I'm saying? People come out the hood. All of them ain't bad. Some of them come out that bitch and they make it out this world and they're good and they mean well in the world. We know that. But when you look at the grand scheme, when you look at it from a collective standpoint, 9 times out of 10, when you profile that person, you see what they're doing and the actions that they're partaking in. It is rightfully so to judge them based off of what the actions that they took, that they partook in. It is rightfully so. It ain't my issue. It's up to you to prove me wrong. Because if you dress like a thug and you dress like a YN, I'm gonna be cautious of you. I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that until I'm proven otherwise. I'm gonna judge you 100%.
All right, Courtney. Let me ask you a question. Okay. You ever sung the song "You Was in Love with a Stripper"?
If I ever sung it, absolutely. I sung the song.
Ah man, damn. Courtney,
number one time.
Everybody sung the song. You know what I mean?
I'm in love with a stripper. She rock and she roll and she roll.
Now, ever in my life did I ever decide to marry or get in a relationship with her.
Hey, I'm gonna ask you a question. Would you think most girls, like if you take like a generalization of women who are typically, I would say, good girls, like they don't really cheat, they don't do things like that. Do you think any amount of money can get them on a stripper pole
They're doing it private. They ain't doing it for everybody.
It's for, I mean, not just for you, but to entertain, to be in that stripper life. You know, the stripper life, you just stay in the bowl, bro. You doing all kinds of.
They're not doing it.
Yeah. So like, if you're already bent to do that, then I don't think there's not much you won't do.
Which one?
If he was all alone, crying at home, blah blah blah, whatever. Did Shorty have to sell ass to feed a kid?
Who's doing T-Boss?
That's fine, but that don't. Yeah, I'll give you grace, but that don't mean I need to be. That don't mean I need to be a part of your life.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. Like, see, I don't know.
I have humility for the situation, but that don't necessarily mean I need to subject my life to what you got going on just because things happen in your life. I don't need to subject myself to that. I can say, listen, bro, I understand what you got. You had to make certain decisions, but that don't mean I need to be a part of that.
That's what them cats say. That's what them cats say. They say they ain't gay, but they just do like fucking gay porn to make money. Like, no, bro, come on, man. You gay.
I'm not gay no more.
Yeah, no, you are, bro. I don't care what you say. You do it.
Yeah, so your circumstances was with you, but that don't mean I need to be with you because of that. Nah, I'm good. Maybe there may be somebody else who, you know, somebody who may be a little bit more open than I am. I'm not that open because I know who I am. I know the type of person I know the standards and I know the boundaries and standards that I have as a man. So no, I'm not gonna do it. But I wish the best for you. Ain't no wrong with that. Ain't no wrong with that at all. Just like on the first side, just like women have their standards for men. You know, there's certain things that women aren't gonna tolerate from certain men. Cool, whether we agree with it or not, it's understandable. She's like, listen, I feel you, I understand where you come from, but I don't want to be a part of that. So, nah, I wish the best for you though. Cool.
Yeah, I ain't going down this rabbit hole again because y'all biased.
Look.
I'm supposed to be biased though. Hold on, bro. I'm supposed to be biased though. That's because guess what? I'm bringing you into my world. I'm bringing you into my world. So therefore, I need to make sure their standards, their boundaries in. And that doesn't mean
all six of us right now sit down and go to a paint and sip, and we see what image we supposed to paint, and we all paint it. All six of those images gonna look different, no matter what the main image is.
And guess what? There's always gonna be one that's gonna look the best. So what we talking about? There's always gonna be one that's gonna look the best.
My whole thing that I was saying off Jump Street is, you can't tell somebody that you gonna take them out of a situation and you put them up, and now they relying on you. You go fuck them over. That's my thing. Y'all stuck on this whole stripper shit. No, if he married her, he should have sat his ass the fuck down. When he started playing goofy and going out there and doing all this dumb shit, how many times do you want to be on the front page of the news off some shit that you ain't do? I have to see if she was over there fucking stuff. She was doing shit. No, you did some dumb shit. She had to deal with it. You came and said sorry in the middle of the concert with all these extra gifts and all that.
Why we acting like Cardi B is a dumb bitch? Why we acting like she's some young broad who didn't know no better? Why that's the part I'm tripping on. She a grown up and she adult. She made decisions just like Kay said. People have discernment. Just like Offset knew what he was choosing. He chose a loud, obnoxious broad. She chose a cheap motherfucker from Atlanta. What difference does it make, bro? So like
what they do?
Absolving her from responsibility. We knew what it was, where it was coming from. That's the point. And that's the point that I'm making in regards to if you choose a stripper or somebody come from a certain lifestyle, like bro, you decided to go that route. There are many other options you could have chose. So no, I'm not gonna give you. I'm gonna give you enough grace. Like, look, he was wrong for doing it. Absolutely.
I hate to throw
just because he was wrong for doing it.
But shit, you sure ain't no damn stripper. She sure out here talking like one.
She wanted to be one.
Oh, okay, so shit.
And she wrong too. But again, but guess what though? But guess what I said though? Guess what I said? There are people that slip through the cracks. Regardless of every aspect of life you come from, there's some that's gonna slip through the cracks. Aisha, one of the ones who slipped through the cracks. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, put her in a
So
different
yeah,
situation.
absolutely. Everything. Yeah, there are some strippers who make
put
turn
her
into
in
a
a stripper
housewife.
jacket too. Since y'all want to just throw everybody off the bridge.
Fine by me. Hey, that's fine by me all day.
Courtney, we don't know her story, bro.
Man, fuck that story.
Right. I don't know what she been through. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what struggle she had in life. But it ain't my problem. It ain't my problem though. It ain't my problem enough.
Shit.
I just know I know the actions that you're taking, and the actions don't look good for you or your family or any other situation. So therefore, I'm gonna judge you accordingly. That's what you get.
Exactly.
You're an adult, right? You want to be an adult, right? All right, cool. So guess what? You want to be in the public eye, and you do certain shit.
Bro, that's a good point. I think just to sum this whole thing up, I think people don't realize that they adults no more. Like, you have to move with certain quorum. You have to make certain decisions that benefit you in a good way, not no crazy stuff. You gotta be more cognizant of your decisions, be more intentional in everything of that nature. It's like right now it's always a crutch that we can always look to be like, well, I didn't know, and this, that, and the third. You do know. We live in an information stage. You had OGs, you had older women saying, hey, you can go this life, you go this life. We always get it. We always get the information. We always get it. But I know the choices I made, so now I gotta do what I gotta do. Not necessarily make it right, but make the best of what the cards that I got left. Make sure I deal the cards that I got left the right way, and understand the mistakes that I did before. So next time when I have somebody in front of me that got full of cards, I can tell them, hey man, let me tell you about the cards that you got right now. I think currently right now, especially with I think me personally, not personally, but me in my perspective, a lot of women say, hey man, just throw all them cards out there and you know, play the game, and whatever happens, you still gonna win.
True.
You still gonna win at the end of the day, because that's what should happen. You should throw all of them out. Like, you already know how competitive Uno is. You're not gonna just throw out reverses from left to right and draw twos and everything. Oh, soon as you get a draw four.
Struggle streamer.
Oh shit! I thought that was me.
Hey. Struggle streaming.
Hey, bro.
I cut it off. But.
Oh no!
Oh
shit! Man.
I beg your pardon.
I'm gonna just shut up. I got it.
Anybody got anything else, man, before we move on to the next topic?
Nah, I'm gonna let the next one breathe.
All right. Let's make sure you like, comment, and before we jump in, be sure to hit the subscribe.
I had a good one.
Listen, this channel is for people who want to have real conversations, no fluff, authentic, where we talk about money, mindset, and relationships and everything else under the sun. That's how we can level up in life. Now, let's be real. Subscribing to this channel helps my content reach more people, which gets me closer to monetization so I can continue to keep giving you. Now, if you rock with that, be sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification. Let's get back to the video. Oh, my bad. That's on me. My bad. Straight button.
Shit!
Straight button.
Everybody lagging.
So look, did y'all hear about the social media influencer Victoria Everest in regards to her making false accusation and literally purposefully accusing men for raping?
I heard it.
All right.
Yep.
Ladies, y'all heard K Carm, y'all heard about it?
No, I
Not really.
haven't.
All right, cool. Okay, so I'll go ahead and play these. So it's gonna be 2 videos. I'm gonna play the video from one of the guys one of the actual victims in regards to who she accused of raping, and then as well as another video in regards to them actually talking about it. So let me go ahead and play it.
Engage with her and start this conversation off.
Bro, I heard what she was doing. Being me, I just had to try and help. It was really just that. It was just a successful mission. I got to thank God it was a successful operation. I don't know her from Adam before that, and I knew her for about at most 4 days.
Where did you hear what she done from? What she was doing from?
So the guy that she was doing it to, you know, I can say I was never gonna say his name because
she's saying his name.
She said his name, so I can put Denzel.
Yeah.
Where the woman is, I knew, okay, I can make it work.
Yeah.
If I can try a thing. It's only a try. And I'll say by the grace of God it works. You get me? The operation, how I got the confession and all of that.
Yeah.
And the phone was in my hand as I'm chatting to her. But you know, like, you see that? See, like if I walked into a room and my phone was in my hand like this.
Yeah.
You're not thinking, is it filming?
Yeah.
So I already kind of, from the Wednesday, I knew the next time I see her, when I walk up to her, my phone's going to be in my hand already.
Yeah.
Video.
Yeah.
So the whole time as I'm chatting to her, the phone's doing this, I'm doing that, making sure I'm getting her name in it, getting his full name in it. His name, I can say his name now, but the reason why the video's cropped, I didn't want the part with his name out there, that his name's Denzel. You get it? So
let's go back and try to get a bit chronological, all of that. So how did you know where to find her?
She's Enfield, she's Bay.
Right.
She's Bay. If you're from North London, she's Bay.
And where was he? The gym?
David Lloyd's. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So she was in the gym.
Yeah.
So what? When you recorded, how many times did you spoke to her before the recording?
2 times.
Okay.
So when I say I had to work charm, I had to work charm.
Yeah. So she got that comfortable after 2 conversations.
I had to put in work.
Yeah.
But really and truly, I keep saying, really, the way the mission was successful. She said it herself. She barely knew me.
Yeah.
She said it herself. So it's not like I'm saying something. The universe said, you know what? This woman has to be stopped. Because a man would have been all now sitting in jail. 2,000 minimum toll.
So how long ago did you film this video? Because she said it's 8 to 10 years old. How long ago did you film the video?
I was gonna try and exclusive this one for someone, man. But
this is the spot.
This is the spot.
I was trying to exclusive this question for someone, but it's all right. So in the video, she's 30. Don't go past age 31 doing this stuff that you're doing.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Right now, I think she's 36, 37.
Right. So it's
basic maths, primary school maths tells all of us it's maximum 5, 6 years old. Maximum. She's pushing some 10-year agenda.
Yeah. Why is it only coming out now though after 5 to 6 years?
Exclusives, you're killing it, man.
Let's get to it. You're here, bro. Why is it 5 to 6 years?
Why is it only coming out now? All
right,
so again, he said, do not put that. Because I was like, bro, this has to go out.
Yeah.
She still had numbers. I think like 100K or something like that. She's always kind of been big anyway.
Yeah.
He said, no, don't put the video. And I was thinking, you still want to hit it or something? Like,
yeah,
bro,
what's going on? Yeah. Like
he just didn't want his name and that type of allegation being news out there.
I get that.
Because it starts with, hey, you know that Denzel had a fake charge on him. Then by the third person, is like, yo, I'm hearing Denzel. But the next person, it's just that allegation. Sir, he didn't want his name and that allegation in conversation.
Yeah.
You get it? And also, he's not that kind of talk there. My parents might say now, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't get it at the time.
Yeah.
When he said, don't release the video, cool. I got it later on. And then I think it was about 2 weeks ago. I said, no, let me crop out because too much has been happening. Too much has been going on. And a lot of managers being sent down for things they ain't done. And so 2 weeks ago, I said, I'm going to put out the video, but I'm going to cut it so that where his name is in it is not in the video.
Yeah.
And that's where she's running with the things heavily edited. You know, it's cropped. If anything, I've saved her because some of the parts that the internet didn't hit is mad.
You're gonna release the other parts.
Oh, that's mad. There's names. There's people.
So no.
So when you say that, when you say there's names, so there's more than one. There's more than one guy. Like,
yeah, she's talking certain things and this and that with man in North as well. That I respect, man.
Who's Jason?
Let me ask you that.
I don't know.
Does anyone in the stream know who Jason?
All right, let me play this other video real quick.
Their realizations.
I think you shouldn't go past 31 doing the toxic stuff.
The therapist was saying yesterday, it's like, is it not exhausting?
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not though.
So you're gonna live. You've done for 5 years hurting men. You enjoy it, and you're gonna keep going. But the energy that you're putting into that, you can't. One thing. Two, in all reality, you're killing yourself with a fake rape charge. Can see works. You're gonna have to put in energy to get a fake rape charge. But if it doesn't go according to plan, it'll bounce back on you, and it'll be. Obviously, they will have medical.
I've done all this. There's evidence. I've been in my clothes. Like,
you got arrested in your house.
No, so one was for an occasion where he left.
Yeah.
The other time he was there, but he claimed that we didn't have sex, but there was evidence to say that we have.
Alright, cool. You can.
I want to take him to the king. You know what? I hate him because he's so much like me. It annoys me.
But Victoria, listen to me carefully. Yeah? Your skill is that you can detect a victim you want and rape it. That's what you do. You enjoy doing that. Rape charge doesn't mean you've got a victim involved.
No, it doesn't.
It just means
I've just got one over. That's all.
Yeah, but it means you've got desperate that you weren't able to hurt him. You pulled a fake rape. You know what I'm saying? So
that's still gonna hurt him. He hates that. And the thing is, he's gonna go out continuing to fuck up girls' lives. Yeah. With an assault charge and a rape charge, he'll think twice about what he does next time when he meets a next girl. The guy lies for a living. Let him have a taste of his own medicine. That's all. Let him continue lying for a living. That's what he does. He spins stories and sells dreams for a living. End of. So when a story spun on him, let him swallow that pill.
But I get your angle, but then you can't say you won or you were able.
It's not a game. I'm done. I've pulled back. I've done what I've done. I've paid my move. I've moved on. Like.
So you weren't able to hurt. The way you usually like to hurt men, you weren't able to hurt.
Well, I did, because in the relationship, I continued to cheat on them. Remember,
I'll take y'all time to read that. Matter of fact, I'll just read it. A couple years ago, I got told that a guy I know was being falsely accused of rape. He was on a bail, and honestly, there was no way he would beat the case because the woman planned it very well. She invited him over. They had sex. Then she went to her bathroom and called the police, accusing him of rape. So he got arrested at the scene in her house, whilst the evidence of his the juices was still inside her. This guy was going to go to prison for an evil plan, not just one count of rape, but 2 counts. He would have gotten 12 years minimum. When I heard it, felt sick. I had to try and help. I went to her gym and I made friends with her and worked my charm. It didn't take me long before I eventually started bragging about me, the way that she hurts men. I had my phone secretly filming the whole conversation. The police dropped their rape case against the guy. We live in an evil world. Men really need to be careful with someone. So any thoughts on that?
That is some crazy shit. Now I think for real, man, the problem is nothing happens to these people, especially these women. So it's like it's almost like yo, we'll get it right one time. One day, because if it goes wrong, fuck it, nothing's gonna happen to me. It's almost like they don't look at life as like it's actually real. Like he hurts your feelings. I don't know what maybe he was using or whatever. I don't know. She's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna fuck him over, and I'm gonna say he did this to me. Well, he's gonna go to prison for 12 years. They almost don't even look at it like it's real life. Like it's like yo, like you ruined someone's fucking life, man. Like it's almost like they actually think it's equivalent of him. I don't care what he did. He could have cheated or whatever. Like that's equivalent to the get back. And the thing is, because way everything's set up, that she still won't. She will never get any shame for that. She'll just get like, either I understand why you did it, but you shouldn't have done it. Like almost like a little snack. Like you're okay. I understand why you did it, type shit. Not that is fucking fucked up. And he should be in prison.
I think this woman needs prison time. To be honest, I think there should be a law in place where you are proving to lie because you're literally ruining somebody else's life. We've seen it time and time again. We've seen it with back in 2006, the lacrosse team. She admitted it years later that she lied, and these men lost their entire lives, their entire career. We've seen it with Amber Heard, where she lied about being abused, and Johnny Depp lost millions of dollars, almost lost his reputation. I think this woman in prison is one that we have to go see. But yeah, I believe that if you lie, you need to go to prison, man. I don't know for how long.
Bro,
but this is somebody else's livelihood.
Yeah. It's almost,
and unfortunately, yeah,
it's
horrible. It's diabolical. It's diabolical. It's horrible because the women that are out here who are actually being raped and essayed, you make them sound like a liar because you lied all because you mad about what? He busts you down and you mad about the fact that he don't want to make you his main chick, so I want to lie and say that you should rape me. That's
in this situation, people look at the dude like he got lucky. Like they look at him like, bro, you got fucking lucky, man. Like they will look at it like, yo, you're lucky, and it's kind of real. That's a fucked up part too.
She need to go straight to jail. And everybody she ever had allegations against, or anybody that's been charged or had to go through anything, they need to go ahead and sue her and press charges, and she need to go to jail because you can't falsely accuse or anything like that without having repercussions. So it can be as big as a felony. They can get misdemeanors. They can get jail time. They can get fined. But whatever it is that they can get against her, they need to make it happen. And for everybody else that lies on people and sends them to jail, any type of false allegation, you need to go to jail. And she's doing it for selfish reasons, and she's going to therapy, so that shit ain't working. But she's
on top of that, yeah. And then on top of that too, like maybe these men, the men that are being accused, stop paying them out. Like, I get it. I understand he don't want his name to be associated with this. But when does it stop? Like, no, take her ass, make an example out of her. What was the other one I was going to say? Oh, Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp and his whole thing. He lost how many endorsements? And he chose
blaming him.
I don't want my name to stop. The girl got paid. He lost endorsements, and he probably never going to recover ever again because from now on until the end of time, anytime you Google Shannon Sharp, her name's going to pop up anyway. So stop paying them out too.
And no one knows who the hell she is.
She retired. She taking care of her family, living life real.
Really? I thought somebody said that was her name was Amber.
No. He's never brought
I
up.
thought she did get identified. But anyway, yeah. And then with Shannon Sharp, people turned around and be like, well, he shouldn't have messed with her in the first place. Okay.
Right.
That was the most secure. That's the most secure situation. That was the most secure situation. A fucking OnlyFans model. It don't get no secure than that.
Yeah.
You ready?
I would have told her, no, you can suck it. Yeah, you're
Yo,
fuck this.
hey, no, that's the most secure thing ever. Only
Nah, we ain't doing that. No.
Oh, come on, bro. If that's what he wanted, though. He wanted just to have.
We not doing that.
Yeah, no, he wanted it to be like, yo, I just want to fuck. I don't want a relationship. I want to have fun. I come in town. I can do dirty shit to you. Who better? A fucking OnlyFans model. Cool. He didn't say I want to girl in my life.
At least for Johnny Depp, difference with Shannon Sharp. At least Johnny Depp was like, no, you're not about to. I'm gonna clear my name, and it was
not going.
Go. I mean, yeah, it took years. Yes, it took money, but at some point, it's like
cameras
in your ground too.
Advice for men: if you live with a woman, get cameras inside your house.
Let them so NDAs, right? Go ahead and sign this NDA.
Listen, get the teddy bears, get them all set up in everywhere that y'all at.
Hey,
add them cameras in there.
it'll flip though. It'll flip. She say, yeah, he did something to me. Then it's gonna flip to, I never consented to that. So I'm gonna get you some kind of.
She gotta consent to it. We in the house. We live in the same house together. She'll be alright. She ain't gotta consent to that.
That'll be a wild one.
As long as it ain't in the bathroom.
This Victoria chick, she said she going to therapy, but she didn't even sound remorseful at all in the video. She said, yeah, I did it. So, like, she didn't sound not one bit remorseful at all.
She said her therapist knew what the fuck was going on. She said the therapist said for her to stop doing it.
Right.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, I don't know if that's good.
If Ashley, it ain't helping your case right now, Ashley. If you listen, it ain't helping your case.
I mean, it ain't going to change people overnight. Like some people it'll help, but some people ain't going to help at all. So you go, you try, and that shit won't help.
That help shit.
That shit won't help.
It don't matter. It don't matter if her therapy helped or not. You got affected from it. You know what I'm saying? So you know what the crazy thing is? I forgot to send it to you, Courtney, but you know they put her on a show. I think she got like 2 interviews. It was one white lady and some black lady.
Yeah, I
and
saw
they purposely were trying to make her look like a human. So it was like, we got to understand her story. She was in foster care when she was little and all that type of stuff. And they were just giving her rope to be like, yo, you know, it's like, why did you do all the things that you said? And they just pretty much like gave her the visibility to make her look humane. That's the crazy thing that I like. That's what we was talking about in men and women when how life treat us. Like if that was a guy, we saw the Tinder swindler. They ain't nobody give him an interview to see how humane he was.
and these are celebrities, you know, even in smaller cases. I know he was my old boss, the girl went to HR. He said, oh, he sexually harassed me, and HR didn't even go to like an investigation or nothing. And he was the best boss. And I was so sad to see him leave. But there you go.
If they didn't investigate, he could sue.
They didn't investigate at all. They're like, yeah, they brought him in. They literally brought him in. He pled his case, and that was it. They just took her word for it. And I was like, that is so unfortunate. And when I'm telling you, this man was such a good person. It broke my heart to see him. It broke my heart to see him doing that. And it's like, damn, not even places you can go to your place of work at a 9 to 5, and somebody and a woman can say he sexually harassed me because she was mad with you for something that's completely unrelated to work, and now here you are lost with your job.
Hey, I got a question, Ash. I mean, not Ash. Kay, I got a question. Would you consider a man saying "Hey, beautiful" as catcalling?
Not really catcalling. No.
I thought I
trying to get
was.
my attention. Yeah, catcalling is like, oh, look at that ass, bitch, come here, whatever. Like just doing extra stuff and going it over.
Hey,
Whatever.
hey, whoever said bitch,
But if
come
you
here.
just trying to get my attention, hey, beautiful, that's different. But it's like, woo, look at you, whatever. That's what
I'm just
catcalling.
writing notes. And let me ask you this: if he offered you, if he offered to pump your gas, he said, "Hey, beautiful, can I pump your gas?" Would that be catcalling, or would that be doing too much?
Listen, if she already once she denies you, back off, because we're not about to take no notes to go back to Ashley when she get back up on this panel. If she turns you down, you can try one more time. That makes sense, but don't keep going.
Oh, if he tries and he try one more time, that's okay. That's
don't follow me around the store. Don't follow me. If I come past you again, you could try again, but don't follow me. Don't come after me 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Don't catch an attitude. Don't be nasty. Don't do extra shit.
So that's after that. That's catcalling.
It's harassment.
Oh, that's harassment at that point. You harassing.
It's harassment.
I already told you.
I mean, I agree. I agree that's harassment. I can get that. But I was just trying to get the definition of catcalling because sometimes.
Don't be shy for it. Look, when she get back, I'm telling her everything, and she don't watch this video.
No. I just wanted to ask because we was because we trying to have the conversation or whatever. Like, what is catcalling? And it's like, I think sometimes it's just subjective, depending on how ugly you is. It's not catcalling. Like if you outside of the gas station and the wind blowing and you can see how he look charming and he smell good, he say, "Hey, beautiful." I don't think it's catcalling, but if he smell like I don't know, he smell like he just hooped or some shit. If he just got done hooping and he look musty and everything, he looking ragged.
If the difference is if she like you, then that's not harassment. But if she don't like you, then yeah, you need to stop talking to me. And now you're harassing me because I don't like you.
If she likes you, then it's welcome. Right? So that's not harassment. She enjoys that kind. But if she tells you no and she's trying to get away.
So if he's ugly and stank, it's nice catcalling.
The best man in the world, you don't want to be bothered, and he keeps going, then it's harassment.
Okay. No, catcalling. We on catcalling. I ain't talking about harassment. I'm talking about catcalling.
Catcalling is when somebody's walking on the street and like, "Woo, come here, lady," or just talking shit.
That New York shit.
Say little red, like, hey, red.
No, Lord.
Little red dress. Yeah, you.
All of that.
That's it. Catcalling.
Y'all got any final thoughts on this Victoria chick?
Yeah, do not believe all women.
Yeah, she need to go to jail. Yeah, no, homie. You lying to me.
She do.
I mean, shit, what? You had a shorty life for 52 years.
I think she need to go to jail. I think anytime when these type of situations happen, she needs to do the amount of time that person would get plus 5-6
You
years.
don't remember
Because
Caroline Bryant? The one that accused Emmett Till?
Yeah.
And she finally came out like, oh yeah, it didn't really happen like that.
When she
her deathbed.
She was like, I'm terminally ill. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and say what I'm about to say. I'm gonna get on up out of here.
They should have called Magic Johnson.
Her up and gave her peanut butter
They
sandwich.
should have called Magic Johnson to get her revived 100% and then make her do jail time. Like, yeah, you ain't finna get away that easy.
I ain't seen not one black activist try to get her to, go to jail. And that's another conversation.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Yeah, we're gonna leave that part. That's a whole show on itself.
I'm just saying. I just see inconsistencies. You know what I'm saying? Outrage be kind of wild and selective.
Should we do one more or are we good? Should we do one more?
Man, rip it, dog. I'm in this bitch.
We can run.
We'll do one more. We'll do one more.
And I'm struggle streaming. You know what I'm saying? I might.
Hey, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good next week, players.
I feel it. I feel it. We'll see.
Got my new internet service.
Straight right now.
He said, I see. We'll see.
We'll see next week.
So look, yeah, we'll do one more video. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna spend too much time on it because we had this long conversation about it last Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? With Aisha Curry, but some things kind of popped up. Kevin Samuels, how he foresaw it before it happened. So we're gonna play that video, then we'll give our thoughts. All right. So yeah, this is funny.
Aisha Curry, if it wasn't for Steph, she married a guy that she thinks she's better than, and honestly, she's jealous of him. She's jealous because I'm sitting at home, pumped out 3 kids, and he's on TV every day. He's getting all the fame. He's getting all the red carpet treatment. He's getting all this. And only time she gets attention is attention that he deflects to her. He tries to put her in the spotlight. He tries to put her front and center. And guess what? If she had what it takes, she'd already be there. That's what's not being told. Will Smith married Jada Pinkett. Jada Pinkett had a modicum of success, but she was never nowhere close to being what Will was. Let me tell you what I feel is going to happen. I feel this is what's going to happen. She's
What would you want the minimum?
So what do y'all think about it?
He's not a leader.
No, I think some of these women, and we've seen it with Aisha Curry, we've seen it with Jada in the video, we've seen it with Michelle Obama. I think that some of these women who have these are envious of their husbands, and it's sad because if you need to be to the understanding, if you get with the caliber of this type of man, you got to be okay with playing the background. You can't be the center of attention. You married who you married. Your claim to fame is that you're this man's wife. That is your claim to fame, and you need to be okay with that. Play in the background and live your best life. But yeah, I think Aisha Curry is jealous of her own husband. I think Michelle Obama is also jealous of her own husband. I don't even know Michelle Obama's maiden name, to be honest. I don't even know it. I just know her from Michelle Obama. Sorry, but yeah, that's all I can say.
I honestly think, right, us as humans are failures on other things, right? If we're not where we want to be in life, we like to find a crutch that we can lean on and say that's the reason why I'm not where I'm at. After the conversation we had the other day, come to find out that she got multiple businesses. She's not missing anything. She got resources to whatever she really wanted to do, she could do it. Like, it's not even a situation after you have those kids and all that stuff, and she couldn't do what she wanted to do. Those kids, what's her name? Haley something? She got a nanny, and she's still working. She doing her thing, and she do not have none of the shit that Steph got. Right? So she doing her thing. So it's one of those things she said she didn't want to. Okay, she telling her story, whatever. Okay, cool. I still stand on what I said the other time. You don't have to, just because it's your truth, you don't have to tell everybody that's not going to understand. That's how you keep your relationship and your marriage safe amongst. There should be some discernment when you give it information out of your family and all that type of stuff. But at the same time, all the shit that she complaining about or telling her truth about, she can do it. Ever the shit she want to do it. And she got way more resources than women out here gaining capital to try to be where she wanted to be. I think she got like 2 restaurants. She got a cookbook. She had a show. She did modeling. She did a whole bunch of stuff. She's just not.
All of it.
And it's like one of those things. Just because you got a dream doesn't mean you was going to be there. How many? Hey, bro, Courtnee, ain't this about like maybe about 500?
Like 500, like 500.
All right. So in the whole United States, how many of them think they was going to be in the NBA from high school? From high school.
Oh, a ton of them.
Ton of them. Hey, look, they had a pivot because they ain't got it. They wasn't good enough. I look at the situation at hand. You had all the goddamn benefits of being what you wanted to be. You had the time. You get the nanny. You got family member, and she comes from a wealthy family, bro. That's the crazy. Like, she comes from a wealthy family. She could have been whatever she wanted to be. But sometimes you just not good enough. And I ain't finna, whatever success she got right now, I ain't going against whatever bag she got or whatever. I'm not saying that, she shouldn't be away from. I think a family's supposed to get together and lift as you climb and everything. But if you lifting as you climbing and as you climbing, you looking down and be like, you know what? It look kind of good down there, bro. I ain't gonna lie. We good though. But and I think the situation at hand with a lot of women and men, it's a lot of men just because he cool with it is one of those things. Just like at that table with Kurt Franklin and all that type of stuff. Hey, bro, we see some shit you probably don't see. Right? We can sit there and sympathize with her because she's been in high school with him this whole time, and she don't know what it is outside of him. It's the same thing with him. He been with her the whole time, and he don't see what a lot of people see.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of people don't really, fail to realize. And at the same time, he don't realize it. I'm not going to tell him that's what it is, but I'm just saying that my wife was up there saying that stuff. I'm like, dog, you couldn't like dumb it down a little bit, goddamn shit. You can't go on camera no more because you talk too goddamn much.
I mean, I think that's the thing where, like, we always say you need to choose better. I think some of these dudes who are great, they choose women who are. You used to know those girls. They get the highest form of education. They're just boss chicks. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, those girls are not going to be the ones. They don't do well in second seat. It's like, they're the ones who want you have to be in charge of most of the situations, and they're usually need weaker men. They don't usually like dominant men, and you can tell how the way they talk. So I think a lot of times some of these cats, they may need to just choose better, man. Like in the beginning, like you got to get someone who doesn't want to be that boss kind of person. You can't, especially if that's going to be you. You're the one that's making the money. You're the one that's successful at what you're doing. It can only be one of you. Or two of you in two separate things. You can't do them both at the same thing and be jealous of the other. So I think some of these cats need to choose a little bit better.
How do you choose better?
Well, you get someone who does not want to be in a situation where they're a boss. You choose a woman. If you have it like that in that kind of situation, you don't make that kind of woman. You choose someone who wants to be a housewife, not someone who's thriving, who's got a master's degree, who's got a doctorate degree, and all this other shit. Just keep like further education. They don't want to do something.
They've been together since they was in high school. So this one of the things. Like this is like a very 1% situation. The issue at hand is when she said that she thought he was going to be a PE coach, not PE coach, like a high school coach or a pastor or something like that.
Yeah.
I had to think about it.
She thought he was going to make money.
No. I don't know them personally, but I think she's fucking NBA. Why would you be playing basketball and all that stuff and be like, yo, I just want to be a high school coach. I ain't trying to go to the league. I ain't really trying to go. But him and his brother went to the league. Like I don't She said it. She said
basketball coach.
She said it's a different interview that she said she wouldn't be surprised if he turned into a pastor because and all that type of stuff. But my whole thing is you going on here on over there saying, oh, I thought he was gonna be a PE coach, or in a different interview, I wouldn't be surprised if he was gonna become a pastor and this, that, and the third. But like his dad was in the NBA. His brother is in the NBA. So I don't think, if you look at the same situation like LeBron, that's the dad that's in the NBA. And then he got both his sons trying to get to the NBA. I don't think none of them was saying, my dad is in the NBA and I just want to be a high school coach. So I don't think it's like one of those things that's disrespectful. Like me, if I say, hey, I'm trying to get to the league and all that type of stuff. She even said when he was crying behind a tree before he got drafted and stuff. Like she's saying all this stuff like nobody asked for it.
Hold on. Let me play this because Ross sent me the full version. So let me play this video, then we'll continue talking about it. Let me play this full version real quick.
Right into this. This one hits home for me because I've seen it so often. I've counseled with guys through divorce care, through Christian ministries, through breakups, through so many things. And I've seen so many guys that have actually married a woman they absolutely adore. But the woman thinks she avoid women who think they are better than you because you can never make them happy. And here's the thing, as your success continues to rise, their anger, their resentment, their animosity towards you will continue to rise. So outwardly, people look at you and say, a good family man, all these other things, and all she's sitting there and saying, it should be me. I'm better than him. Especially, this really runs deep, especially in women who are failed actresses and failed models. When you meet a woman who is a struggling local actress, struggling local model, attractive, but she just doesn't have that it factor. You can kick it with her, you can date her, you can hang out with her, but do not make any kind of commitment to her. And for God's sake, don't marry her or have any children. Because one, she is always going to have in her mind any kind of weight I put on anything that happens is going to potentially fame that she wants. There's things that she cannot have, and especially if you're like Seth Curry, you actually attained it. He married his high school sweetheart. He was a teenage boy and she was a teenage girl. That 15-year-old boy was ecstatic to have that gorgeous girl because she actually grew into her womanness before he grew into his manness. He has finally grown into his man's body, into his man's mind, and become the man a lot of people saw in him. She's still looking at him as the same little boy who was blowing her kisses and kissing her ass as a teenager. And that's what you saw coming out. That's what it is. It wasn't that she wants more attention. It wasn't that she wants more guys on her DM. She married a guy that she thinks she's better than. And honestly, she's jealous of him. She's jealous because I'm sitting at home, pumped out 3 kids, and he's on TV every day, and all this. And only time she gets attention is attention that he deflects to her. We wouldn't know about Aisha Curry if it wasn't for Steph. He tries to put her in the spotlight. He tries to put her front and center. And guess what? If she had what it takes, she'd already be there. And that's what's not being told. If she had anything that should make her a star or put her on that level, she'd be there. Will Smith married Jada Pinkett. Jada Pinkett had a modicum of success, but she was never nowhere close to being what Will was. Look at what Will tried to do with his son. He kept trying to push his son out there, but his son is Will. I fear it's going to happen. I fear this is what's going to happen. She's going to end up divorcing him. It's going to get to a point where it is intolerable. She's already made this faux pas. She's already put it out there. It's out in the ether, and she's getting drugged by men. And people are actually looking at her like, what the hell is wrong with you? So she's going to have to pipe down. She's not going to be able to say much about anything, but it is going to tear her apart, tear him apart, because at the end of the day, she thinks she's up here, and she thinks he's down here. It is not going to change. She does not view Steph Curry as the NBA All-Star world champion basketball player. She views Steph Curry as this guy that her mom and dad, her parents told her, you need to marry and secure the bag. She didn't want to be there. She would have rather been a struggling actress in Hollywood, trying to get bit parts in commercials, trying to get pickups in TV, trying to be extra here, or trying to get a print commercial or something, while ended up dating whoever. Honestly, she'd have been happier that way. I know too many women like this. Trust me, I've seen this in my life. There are women like her who are above average. She's pretty, but she ain't all that. She can't handle it. She's not built for it, but she thinks she is. She can't even handle the overflow traffic she gets from her husband. What the hell makes her think she can handle it in the spotlight? But the problem is she's too close to the sun. She's close enough to where she actually thinks she could do just fine. And the bad thing is she's seen too many women kind of do this kind of thing. Look what Kamora Simmons did. She actually has had a reasonably successful career, but she was a model, a supermodel in somebody's eyes, but a model nonetheless. What has Aisha Curry done? Other than being married to still hang at them until she ends up. But now there's another possible alternative. Steph could try to work behind the scenes with some Hollywood producer, friend, family, and try to throw some work her way and try to get her in Hollywood. But you know what? It'll even be worse, because honestly, when she gets up on the screen and it shows that she doesn't have the chops, show that she doesn't have the it factor, then you have to deal with the fallout of that. When you marry a woman who thinks she's better than you, when you're with somebody who is ultimately going to be jealous of you, who can't play their role, does not like the spotlight being on you, you're signing up for life of misery. There's going to be this passive aggressive look. You're really not what she wanted. You're not what she wanted to do. She wanted something completely else. She's living a life that somebody else planned for her. And even though it's probably the best thing for her, she thinks she can do better.
So yeah, that's the full video of that situation. And to be honest with you, it kind of reminds me of Tia Mowry and her situation. She thinks the grass is green on the other side. Shout out to Reba TV. She was covering that a lot. And now she's out here and she's not getting the attention that she thought she was gonna get at a 40-something-year-old woman with children. And so now that's going to be another situation. Now, God forbid that let's just say, God forbid that Kevin Samuel was wrong in this situation. Hopefully that she don't leave. Hopefully that she don't. So she come to her senses and just say, you know what, I'm not going to leave. But if that were to happen, because it ain't green on the other side, I got to be honest with you. And I know a lot of people like to use sign language, and they try to call men gay for whatever reason. Oh, you just want to be with Steph, not to say the case. You really ain't gonna get no better than Steph. You ain't gonna get no better than him. That's a fact. So you can go out there looking for whatever it is that you want. The only thing you're gonna get, and that's a fact. And that ain't no glazing. That's just calling it for what it is. So if that is the case, you know what I'm saying, that she is hating on them or jealous of them, she need to figure some shit out and get her shit together. Because again, you wouldn't, who's Aisha Curry without Steph?
Now you know what the crazy thing is though?
What's that?
If in the alternate universe that she actually became everything that she said on those interviews and all that type of stuff, most women say are more of what they make in order to be with them because they feel like they will be the breadwinner and they taking care of the man. And he actually became like the coach. She already said she didn't want children. She already said she didn't want to be married.
Mhm.
They would have broke up.
Oh, they would never got together. Like,
guess what? Hold up. Guess what? Guess what kind of man she would have ended up with when she was by herself, making this bread, wasn't married, just no kids. She out here dating whatever superstars or whatever that she actually wanted to be with. She would get to a point where she'll probably be like what a lot of women around her age right now are saying. I want a guy that's committed, God-fearing, everything, and blah blah blah. She would have ended up with a step that's making $180 million, wholesome, flawless track record, nothing going on crazy.
Boy, freeze.
Oh snap!
Man, me too. I'm like, hold up, did the whole thing freeze?
My volume.
I was in trip. I'm like, hold up, did the whole thing really got quiet quick?
Like, damn. Look at that shit.
Oh, my bad. Okay, you got anything on this? Wow.
She's definitely dissatisfied with her life, right? I'm sure she's like, yeah, I love Steph. I've been with him forever, whatever. But she didn't get to fulfill what she wants to fulfill. And I feel like she probably is jealous of his success. I don't know if she realistically thinks that she could have gotten to the same level of success as him, but she's definitely unfulfilled and she's seeking validation and fulfillment in the worst type of ways right now. She has some failed businesses. She tried different ventures, but she needs to figure it out and see what she can do to make herself happy. And this is why some women don't belong in a marriage and shouldn't have kids if they don't want to have kids, because they end up unfulfilled and going through situations like this. And hopefully they work out and she figures it out, but she's definitely not handling it the right way if she's making him feel bad, and it's an ongoing conversation. I don't know all the things that she said, but if this is the conclusion that a lot of people are having, then she might be going down the wrong path.
I think also too, just to use it as a reference. There was a podcast that LeBron James was on. I think the podcast name was Speed, bro. I think that's his name, Speed something. And he asked him about being married to Savannah. Now, LeBron James to me, he could have just went into some depth situations about their conversation, just about their relationship. But what he ended up doing was keeping it vague. Like, listen, man, it's a marriage. And again, I'm paraphrasing. It's a marriage, it's a hard time, but you got to fight through it together, man. And I'm glad to be where I'm at. And that could have been it. Regardless if the interviewer is trying to get shit up out of you, you just got to be able to stand straight up on your square and make sure you maintain the frame for your relationship. Regardless if anything is going crazy on the back end, even if y'all just had an argument a few hours ago, you gotta stay in frame. And I think that's the bigger issue, because if that was the case, nobody would be tripping about what she's talking about right now. Because as I said last Tuesday, it didn't even got shit to do with this interview in itself. It's just everything that led up to this interview, and this was just the icing on the top. It's just like, all right, bro, what you got going on? Like, what's really wrong with you? What's your problem?
You need some media training.
Yeah,
Steph needs to hook her up with some media training. If she want to be out there in the media and figure out what she wants to do, and she wants to be an actress, then she needs to focus on that. She needs to get some media training so she's not bringing any detriment to her.
But it's still things. It's almost like common sense, though. I don't get like what the thing is. Like, I mean, if you care about someone, that's your partner, whatever. You don't just say shit like that. Like, I mean, you just don't do it. you don't need that type of validation for people to tell you, oh, I hear where you come from. That's just. I guess from a man's end, I would never understand that part. I just won't ever understand that.
You
Hey,
oh, you mute, bro.
You gotta unmute.
You mute.
That's what I was able to talk.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. No.
You can hear me now? Oh, you hear me now? All right, bet. So this is how y'all gonna make me toxic, because last time it was like, oh, should women just shut the fuck up and whatever. By chance, do y'all know who Pauletta Pearson is?
Pauletta Pearson?
That's Denzel Washington's wife.
Oh, okay. Have you ever seen her fucking out here?
No, she's stellar.
Well, she like minding her business. She don't want to be an actress. She doesn't want to be a star. She doesn't want that.
But that's the whole thing that from the men's side of the aisle we try to drive across. Once you made it, it's not that we want you to shut the fuck up. It's just so that you don't fuck things up that's already in motion, that's going. It's kind of in best interest to be quiet. Like, okay, if you was chasing something, once you paired up with somebody that was more successful than you, it's not that it dims your light, but hey, it is what it is. This person made it, you didn't. You got a new role now. No need for you to be in the limelight. I mean, that's why we get disappointed in all these women. Obama, for what it's worth, is the greatest black person in America. Let the people tell it, because honestly, I could go down a whole different rabbit hole of how everybody be crying about this FBA bullshit. But every time it's a non-FBA person, because they brown, they go vote behind them. But we just not even gonna stir that pot. But Obama is pretty much the greatest quote unquote black person North America has seen in modern history. What does Michelle need this podcast for? You don't need it. We get it. Don't get me wrong. I understand from K's side. I understand how the women rock. Like, oh, we want to see this strong woman leader and blah, blah, blah. So people want to hear her side or whatever. It's like the more you talk, you're not necessarily fucking up his legacy, but you fucking up y'all legacy as a family name, because it's just a whole bunch of dumb shit. So it's once you made it, your thing now is make sure these kids is greater than y'all. And even with the kids, there's been certain things that they try to scrub from the internet, but the kids don't look to be the greatest reflection of the family. That's when we can start saying, okay, well, a mother failed here, a father failed here, blah, 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 blah. But if you've been acting since you was 3 years old, whatever, and you finally got married to Habibi in Dubai, and that boy is 15 generations of oil money, there is no need for you to even talk anymore. Just be mute. You made it. Ain't nobody gonna even make it to half of where the fuck you at, so they don't need to even try to relate. Somebody that got 4-5 baby daddies don't need to even try to relate to no Aisha. So just shut the hell up. Like,
see, hey, so the reason I knew who Pauletta Washington was, his wife, because Denzel gives probably the best inspirational speaks. Like, he's a great speaker. And he talks about his kids, because as the director, and he always says like his wife is the reason he's there where he's at right now. And she never talk like on her own about anything else, but he says like how helpful she was to get him where he is. So I mean, that's how you're supposed to be.
Yeah,
like,
but that's even like what Kevin was saying, where he was like, Steph gets a lot of attention, and then he tries to divert some of it over to Aisha. That's what a good man is supposed to do. If me and Kay are married and I go out and become a billionaire, hey, look, I couldn't have did it without Kay. She was holding the house down. His kids are straight. Anything I tell her, she go out and do it. It's a lot of back end stuff that I can't get to, and she hold it down. If you want to know how some of these other operations work, go talk to her. But if I'm not diverting no attention. You just come out like, oh well, you know, yeah, he a good dude and all, but shit, to be realistic, like, I was just cool on the block. Like, I really like Bobo now more than I like Steph, but you know, my mom and daddy was like, Bobo ain't shit, so I had to get mad. Like, you fucking up the legacy now. So it's just crazy, but
I can understand if he, like what Ross said, I can understand if he was like not trying to put her in certain situation and she felt like, what is my purpose? Just to be here at the house and everything. He been giving her opportunities, like left to right. Like, she has 2 restaurants. She has a book. She tried to do the modeling. She tried to do the acting and all that type of stuff. Like I said, if she really wanted to do something, she could have got a nanny. Like my mom, my dad is an offshoreman. Well, he was. He retired now. So he used to be gone for 20 days and come back in 10. And my mom was there at the time. She got her education and she had 3 kids. And she still did what she wanted to do. She became a social worker and she matriculated through social work and everything and got to a point where she could retire. She was, I think in the early 2000s, she was making like $60,000. $60,000 back then in the early 2000s was a lot. You know what I'm saying? And that's she don't got the Steph Curry money. She did exactly what she wanted to do. So my whole thing about it is like, just like what Kev said, was like, what she got everything she need to do what she want to do. Sometimes you just ain't got it. Just like you can sit here and talk about you should have been in the NBA all day. You just ain't got it. So if you gonna go around and tell everybody I'm supposed to be in the NBA, if you were supposed to be there, you would have been there. And try to throw it on stuff because y'all created a life together, right? You made your choices, not 1, 2, 3, 4, because they got 4 kids together, right? Yeah, she could have had that first one. Oops, you know what, Steph? Let's go ahead and knock this one out. Let's get that one to a certain age. I really want to do X, Y, and Z. No, she popped out another one, and she popped out another one, and she popped out another one. It's one of those things where I'm pretty sure they had the conversation, right? Don't try to blame me and say you were trying to confine to this lifestyle that you wasn't, you didn't know everything. And honestly, I think a lot of women starting to experience midlife crisis. Like men usually experience midlife crisis because they've been working so much and everything, and they really never had time to actually reap what they sowed with everything that they was doing in life. And now it's like they 40 years old, they go buy a motorcycle or they want to jump off a cliff and shit like that. Midlife crisis shit. I think a lot of women that been told by society, go get the education, go do this, don't do this, blah, 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 and everything. And they get to a certain age. That's why you see so many women that's around like 35, 36, 37 talking about they got to go find themselves. They in a midlife crisis and you seeing it, but we don't want to associate midlife crisis to women because it's usually like something with
Women,
men.
I never knew that was only associated or people had the perspective that it was only men.
I'm saying like in general, I had this conversation with women. They were like, women don't have midlife crisis. That'd be y'all. I'm not saying you though. I'm not saying.
I never heard that perspective. That's new to me.
Yeah, I think a lot of these women that was told, go get the degree, don't worry about men, do this X, Y, and Z, or even if they do end up with a man, they still have it in the back of their head. They should have been on this trajectory, and then they get there. It don't matter how much money they got, they still get to that midlife crisis because life don't look like how what was promised to them. Because they told you supposed to have everything by now. You 35, 36. You supposed to matriculate it. You supposed to be the VP of the company. You supposed to have the husband that was making $200,000. He a doctor. You supposed to be rolling the bins. You supposed to be doing all that. But we look at their statistics, the average income is like 50,000. So you got a lot of upset women that's making 50,000 at 35 years old, and they in their midlife crisis stage, and they like, I feel unfulfilled. I have a midlife crisis. I want to do whatever I want to do. So they will leave a marriage and thinking the grass is green on the other side at 35.
Or the other one who was married and they leave their 11-year marriage because of she wasn't happy. So you get a lot of that.
You got Tia Mowry. She went on her press tour and said she graduated from marriage. And
yeah, that was
old buddy didn't say nothing, right? And she said it wasn't him. He was a good man. He was a good father. He was a good husband. He didn't do nothing wrong. This is coming from her words. And she said it was something with her because she felt like she was doing everything for everybody except herself. So she had to go find herself. Mm-hmm. After the divorce was final, not too long ago, after she did her press tour, going to all these places, saying this stuff because it's her truth. She in the dating scene. So my thing is, if you're going to find yourself, how you got time to go date somebody? How you making blogs and vlogs about your dating experience after you got out a relationship yourself, but you are making time for other men. You don't even have the time. You ain't found yourself.
But this goes back to that question too. So, and what is it that you can do? What is something that you feel as if that you would be missing out on that you can't do within your marriage? If it's a business adventure, you can do it while you're in the marriage. If you want to travel, you can do it while you married. If you want to, whatever you want to embark on, you can do it while you're in a marriage. Besides what? Go outside and being in these streets. That's the only thing. So I've never understood that I personally have not heard. I can be wrong, but I personally never heard a man say anything. You know what, man? I need to leave this relationship to go find myself. 9 times out of 10, they would find something. They will find a hobby, find something to get their mind off of what's going on in the world, to get away from reality. Sometimes it's gaming. You know, some guys who gaming, or you like the conversation we had earlier with Kurt Franklin and all them. They get around other men who can help them through the situation to get over to the other side, so that way they can be more fulfilled, or they go into another venture, a business, go to a new job, whatever the case may be. But they still do it within the confines of the marriage in order to better themselves. And sometimes they forget about themselves because they're so focused on making sure that everybody is good, and they're focused on, listen, I got to get to another bag because I want to make sure she's straight. I want to make sure my kids straight. I want to make sure that my kids are able to go to college and I'm able to pay for it. I want to make sure that we ain't struggling nowhere. So if I gotta go get the second job, I'll go do that. I'll give up my happiness and what I feel, what I should be doing, or what I think I deserve. I'm taking care of the people I need to take care of, and as long as they're happy, I'm happy.
I think it's one of those things. I'd rather see a sermon than hear one any day. When I hear a lot of women say that they going to find themselves and all that type of stuff, they actually just don't want to be in a relationship. They wasn't built for it. They never saw what a relationship, a long-lasting, everlasting relationship looked like. So when they in the position of it, they do not know how to react. So they're going to put it on something else. So they're not going to say, hey, I wasn't ready for a marriage and I'm not rocking with it, and it's more than what I thought, and I'm not cut out for it. They don't want the shame, so they're gonna say they're gonna put 110 on everything. Anytime I heard a woman say they gotta go find themselves and they unhappy, I rarely hear what's the actual things that say they say that would make them happy.
Most of them
it's a lot of fluff.
They want to deal with other dudes. That's typically what it is.
Exactly, but they don't want to seem like they're the bad guy or the bad person. Yeah. So they say a lot of fluff. Like, okay, what does happy look like? Happiness looks like I'm fulfilled. I'm doing what I want to do. I found myself for this, that, and third. They're not saying anything from substance of like, okay, what is the situation when you find yourself? Can you tell me that? Okay, happiness, you feel what is the thing that's going to fulfill you? They're not saying nothing. They just saying regurgitated shit that another woman said, and it sounds nice. But when you put yourself in that situation, now you got to deal with it.
They're gonna say they need a leader, but the leader has to be able to follow their rules. So if a man can lead a woman, it's gotta be the shit that she agrees with, and that's in her mind. He and him leading her. Like it can't be, yo, I don't think we should do this, and she disagrees with it. That's not leading. That's not leading in her eyes. In her eyes, it's more like, yo, we're on the same page. We both agree with the same shit. That's the man leading. I think most of the shit is, and they're like they want to get a situation to where they are leading. They're leading everything that's going on because they think they know everything. They think they know everything better than someone else. I mean, you get it when you're a kid. You're a kid. Then your parent. I'm gonna say how my mom was. She knew everything. It didn't even fucking matter if she was wrong or right. She can know if she's wrong. She said, I don't give a fuck. I said it. You go do it. Like it didn't even fucking matter. And that's literally like how most situations go with how a lot of women think. It's like, hey, I think I know the best way to do this. You better do it the way I told you to do it, and that's the best way to do it. If you say something different, then we're not meeting eye to eye here.
I think some women just don't know what leadership actually looks like.
No.
They don't think about, okay, you're married. I think anybody on this panel knows when you're in a situation. I say they don't know what a piece of your partner is gone forever if somebody close to them dies. How are you going to lead the family when that woman, somebody in her family dies, very close, brother, sister, mom, dad? You see on a day-to-day basis that a piece of them is gone, not even only on the beginning stages of it. I'm talking about 2, 3, 4 years when those dates that remind her of the person that they was with. How are you going to lead a household when she down? They don't think about that. They think about resources as far as bills and all that type of stuff. And that's the situation where they say what a real man is. A real man is say, you know what? I can tell it's around this time, this, that, and third. I'm about to make sure she just as comfortable as what she need to be because I know it's around that time. I already know it's around that time. I'm not finna get pissed off if she got a little attitude or whatever. I understand what it is. The intricate things about being in a long-lasting relationship, they don't really understand it because they never experienced that. That brings me to that in a chopper situation. They think they know everything, but when people been in that rotation enough times, they have that foresight. You got a lot of women, they never experienced it, so they just say the same thing somebody else say. So when a man is actually leading, it's more than just finances. It's more than all that type of stuff. It's the intricate things that, that make you safe, all that type of stuff. Things that you probably ain't even thinking about right now. You probably won't even think about it till you're in the nuance of the situation, of that relationship.
Yep.
And he just always showing up. And my dad always told me, one day you're going to have a family and you're going to have to make impossible things happen. And what he meant by that is your happiness is not that it doesn't matter. You can put a hold on your happiness right now to make sure your house and home and make sure everything is squared away. And once you get that squared away, now you know your family intact because all of them looking at you for that answer. Now you can move forward. That's what a real man is. My happiness is not, I'm not going to leave my family because my happiness is fleeting for a certain situation that I'm mining out through this period in time within my life. Everybody go through it. Everybody go through those hardships in relationships. Everybody. It's like, oh, I'm not happy and I've been through this. No, man, it's like you got to get through it. And that's what makes the relationship even stronger. You just gotta do what you gotta do to get through it.
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna ask you all the fellas that. I'm pretty sure at some point you've had a friend to call you and say, "Yo, this shit just ain't working out, man." Like something like that. Do you? I know, like all my friends or whatever the situation, it's never been a thing to where you're like, "Well, hey, if you're not happy, man, you should get out of it. I don't think there's ever been a conversation ever if someone's ever called someone or if I even called someone and told them that something like that. It's always like, hey, so what did you do? Like, it's always, yo, you have to figure out a way to make that shit work. You know, it's never like, yo, man, hey, if you're just not happy, bro, you should take off. And I feel like it's a lot different with women when they call their friends. I think it's like, if you're not feeling it, it's almost like you need encouragement to go. Like, and I wish there were more women out there that's like, hey, that shit ain't gonna feel good all the time. Like, but you know what? Hey, not just you gotta suffer through, but pinpoint what the problems are. And then you know what? Hey, you should be able to talk about that. Not just I feel
I've been in that situation.
Yeah.
I've been in that situation. I think I said it on here before that I had somebody that came to me was like,
yeah, you
saying what you saying, bro.
Went to therapy, right?
Nah, he didn't go to therapy. He came to me. It was just me and him at the house, and he just knew that I'm not biased.
Yeah.
You know, he one of my good friends, and he know I'm not biased. He said, I'm coming to Clinton because he know me. I've been knowing him for a while. So he came to me. He was like, man, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. This, that, and third, blah, blah, blah. And we had a long talk, and I had to point out some stuff to him that he didn't see how she saw it. But I've been in a relationship way longer. So I was like telling them, like, yo, hey, dog, this is in general how women are. This is how they feel, you know, blah, blah. You know, I ain't finna go into intricacies of everything. But at the end of the night, he said, Clinton, dog, you a good dude, because if I would have talked to other people and everything, they probably would have told me to, like, well, forget it, this, that, and the third. You actually took the time to listen, mind it out, and all that type of stuff. And then, like, I see them today. They good. It's even better now. Because it was just a period of time of difficulty. You know what I'm saying? But I never tell anybody to leave somebody unless that woman did absolutely disrespectful. I done told somebody, I'm like, bro, what are you gonna do? Like, that's crazy, bro. Man, I don't know, dog. I'm like, I ain't gonna push it. All I'm gonna ask you what you gonna do. I ain't gonna keep on being behind you saying, hey, bro, you need to leave her. If you want to stay there, that's what you want. That's what you want. That's what you desire.
Yeah, but it ain't what.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
But even on the women's side, I'm not gonna say that the women don't have nobody do that. It's just there's a lot more negative voices than positive. Because I mean, we talk about Big Mama, but on the other end of the Big Mama, there was still some OGs on there and that, you know, told them, oh, hey, you know, yeah, you know, I knew about Earl little side pieces and all that, whoop, and realistically, I had to realize that, you know, when I wasn't putting out, that's the only time he was going over there. So I realized, you know, like they figured out the cause and effect, and they'll say it, but nobody wants to listen to that because it that requires doing work. Like, I feel as if men do a lot of resistance training, and women like to follow the path of least resistance.
Oh yeah, they won't choose the person who's gonna tell them the truth. They'll choose that one friend that will fucking make them feel good about anything.
Yeah, like men, sometimes we'll go seek out somebody that's, you know,
tell you the truth,
that got some friction to figure out, okay, you know, because at the end of the day, if you like a woodworker or something, when you guys when you got like sandpaper and stuff, you know, that's what gets your rough draft smooth. You know, so within the friction is how you create the masterpiece. Whereas women, they just want to hop on the boat and float down the river. Like, they don't give a damn about the tide. They don't care about the current, whatever. Is this motherfucker going to take us down there so we can just peek at the scenery? They want to hop in whichever yacht's the smoothest sailing. Whereas men is like, oh shit, well, hey, I'm gonna buy this boat with this blown up motor. How can I fix this motor? And if this motor fucking break on me in the middle of the ocean, what can I do out there to get back home? So it's a positive sides on both ends. Honestly, I really think that women like to party more than they like to work, and men chasing the goal, they like to work more than they party. So that's where like a disconnect kind of happens in the middle.
Well, shit, anybody got any final thoughts?
Final thought.
All right, bet.
That's it.
Say less. Okay, you got anything else?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mark, you got anything?
Nothing to say. Y'all have your opinion, and y'all refuse to have a conversation about the other side and the women that are doing that. So there's no point in
Nah, we not
continuing
gonna do
the
that, Kate.
conversation. No, it's absolutely true. Y'all only want to talk about y'all opinion, and
But we can't have a conversation if every time we get to the round table, the women are mute.
because it's exhausting. Y'all say the same stuff every week. There's no conversation about my side of things. It's typically this is what y'all believe, and then you overrun it and you take on the conversation.
Okay, well,
That's how it is.
I'm biasly raw. Solemnly want to hear your side.
No, I'm good. Good night, y'all.
See? And that's
I told y'all. I told you that empathy stuff is kind of like it depends.
the larger issue we have in
This has
America.
nothing to do with empathy. I'm just not having a conversation right now.
But we didn't negate anything that you said. We weren't negative or anything. We were just giving our point of view about stuff. You can give your point of view. That's the thing about it is people don't want to have difficult conversations. It's going to, like, in order to break down barriers, you're going to have difficult conversation to understand. You can look at a situation that we just trying to not listen to you. I think we do listen, but at the same time, we're just having a holistic conversation. And you may disagree with some of the things we say, but if we can't have difficult conversation, how we can grow from it, right? And we can't learn from it, right? So if we just go to a point like if you and any other woman that come up here and y'all have y'all perspective, we just be mute and be like, well, forget it, it's exhausting. I don't feel like hearing this shit. Then you'll be like, well, shit, that's confirmation they don't care about what men think. But we just having a conversation. That's all we doing. If you take it in a situation that we're not listening just because we have a difference of opinion, I mean, even Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, they stood in front of people that had a totally different opinion about racism and all that type of stuff. And then as you hear it more often, they start understanding each other even more and everything. But if we just give up because I just don't like what y'all say because I don't like y'all opinion, I think that's you can't move the needle on stuff. Like we're not beating up on you or nothing like that.
It's exhausting to have to defend women and say my piece about it over and over, and then y'all just go off on your side, and you guys are on the same side, and the conversation goes that way, and it's never an open conversation about the other side of the coin. And
How
so
it's not an
being
open
that we're at
conversation with
3
actually.
hours, I don't feel like opening up another
Yeah, but
conversation.
see,
that's
I believe on my
like-
end, I'm pretty balanced. So that's what I want to hear. What your side is, because at the end of the day, when you see, that's where it comes back to. Now we just leave men open to perception. It's like, okay, well, if women just don't have a conversation, if they believe that they can something, like it's not always about winning. It's about educating and finding the happy medium. But if you shut down and we don't know, then yeah, we gonna have to just roll with what we know. Because at the end of the day, y'all still looking at us to be leaders. So if you shut down and you don't want to put your input in, that means what we doing is working, and then whatever you got is just fictional, and we just gonna stick to the facts.
We can reconvene at another time.
We could do that. But
She not finna. She made up her mind and go with.
Yeah, she gonna do it. She gonna do it. But like it's sometimes kind of hard to like when you say like we were talking about earlier. Then like like you have y'all have you and somebody else have a kid. The man leaves and he's leaving the woman by herself. She got to handle all that shit. From our perspective, it ain't like that. Like from their perspective, it's like you may see it that way. Well, a lot of conversations I have with a lot of girls too. It's like you don't think like what you do has any effect on the outcome of the situation. It's almost like whatever you do don't matter. Like whatever you do does not matter at all. It's just that the act of whatever the other person does, and that's what we're going to go off of. It don't say like every time my dude came home, I keep telling him how better he should be able to do because we're not supporting all that shit. just nagging the fuck out of him. And at some point, he's like, you know, dude, I can't deal with this shit no more. But at that point, like, hey, he just left. I didn't do anything. I don't know why. So like, it's like come on, there had to be a reason. So I think that's what we need to start with, like conversation like that. There has to be a reason why. It can't be just the motherfucker just left.
And vice versa. Men are the same way. And it's like women will not nag you, but we'll talk about it over and over and over. Women are notorious for being overthinkers. We think about the beginning and the middle, what could happen, what didn't happen, what's about to happen. We dream about it. We think about all the things. So to say that we just jump ship over one little thing and you guys are surprised is not always the case. So it's gonna be the same thing on both sides. We all have the same, like men and women are similar to where they're not gonna just leave automatically. Like women are not, like we will exhaust, if when we love you, we will exhaust ourselves to misery and live in that misery for years and years and years and then decide to leave. It's not like we're just like, oh, he made me mad today and I'm leaving. No, that's not how this works. And you guys can reference the women that do that. I'm sure there are some women that are just like, fuck, I'm out. I don't have time for this, whatever. But the majority of women don't just jump ship.
But
they're looking for that fairy tale. They're looking. Most women get with men off of their potential and with who they are right now.
Okay, do you understand?
So yeah, they're gonna guide you. They're gonna help you. They're gonna build. They're gonna be there, and they're gonna write it out. And they're gonna give chance after chance after chance after chance after chance. And at some point, they might get exhausted and decide to leave.
But do you understand, like all the stuff, like a lot of stuff you're saying that does like pile up and pile up and pile up and all that shit you're mad about and all sorts of stuff. That a lot of times men go through that same shit, but it's not that big of a deal that we're gonna risk our relationship over. It's okay, it's something, but it's like it ain't that big of a fucking deal. Like I can go do something. A man can do the same thing if he thought the same way. Like, you know, we've been talking about this is irritating. A lot of times, most dudes like, it ain't that. When it's a problem, if I'm going to leave, it's going to be a real problem. It ain't going to be no other little bullshit. I can't see like his push to go do something further, like in his job or make more money, and that's all the other shit. A lot of times, dudes just don't talk a lot about that type of shit because there's no reason for it. I'll talk about it when it's about to happen. I might be moving forward, but it might be some shit you don't see because I don't sit there and boast about it all day. Like it's just, you know, just a lot of stuff. Like I think a lot of times you know, this shit get in your head. And it's really just not that big of a deal.
Tolerance levels, and people have different understandings of what's a big deal. So if y'all only leave when it's something major, then that's up to y'all. But if we have to keep everything else together, we have different emotional capacity. We have different mental capacity. We have different responsibilities in the relationship. And so if things aren't being fulfilled and women get to their wits' end, they're gonna go.
But here's my thing with all of it, and it goes on both sides. We talk about everything is how I feel about in this relationship, what I feel. We keep talking about how we feel. I've mentioned this before. Your feelings ain't got nothing to do with the relationship. It's about the duty of the relationship.
When it comes to women emotions matter.
Yeah, so one of the things I heard, Will Smith said it best. I am not responsible for how you feel.
Correct.
You are responsible for that.
Correct.
However, your duty is bigger than how you feel. Because I can be tired, but I know exactly. And that's the thing. You feel the same way. I feel the same way, right? We both don't want to go to work, but we still got a duty that we got to uphold. So, regardless of how long we've been going through this, regardless of, okay, I'm getting at my wit's end with this, I made a duty to you, my wife. I have a duty to you, regardless of how I feel. If I'm feeling a certain way, then I need to fix that on my own end. That's something I need to fix. That ain't nothing I need to. If I feel as if I need to talk to you about it, cool. We'll have a conversation. But at the end of the day, it's up to me to fix it.
But this isn't about a personal feeling. This is about how you feel in the relationship? How do we get along? How is the relationship going?
And then that's when it becomes on you. It's still on you at the end of the day because you have to communicate it, right. And if you already know the type of man that I am and the way that I communicate, we've tried to communicate before. A lot of relationships, they do have these communications. Most men want to hear what you got to say, and they're gonna do their best to try to fulfill that happiness. But again, when that man tries to fulfill that happiness, guess what? Somehow there's something else that you're not happy about. And it's like, okay, so what is it now? What is it that I need to do? We're gonna do everything we possibly can to try to fulfill that happiness for you. But at the end of the day, it's about you and what you're happy in. So when we come back to this conversation with Ayesha Curry, Stephen Curry is doing everything he possibly can, even as a superstar, even as this mega star, to fulfill everything that he needs to fulfill. At the end of the day, it's not working because it's on her. So fuck how you feel, Ayesha. It's your duty to me as your husband. And it's my duty to you. We keep talking about feelings, my happiness. Fuck your happiness. Fuck my happiness. It's about our duty to each other because we made that vow to each other. And we can fix it because feelings are fleeting. That shit gonna come back. One day I'm happy, the next day I'm not. One day I'm above the clouds. Next day I'm like, listen, man, today just ain't it. Talk to me tomorrow.
If you get to a point where you're not getting along and you start to become miserable and you're not happy and you are literally miserable in a relationship, at some point it has to
Why
stop.
would you be miserable in a relationship if everything is going? Why would you be miserable in that relationship?
Because everything obviously you're talking from a healthy relationship. Women are just leaving any old relationship. They're leaving an unhealthy relationship. So it's not just everything's perfect, but I need something more, or I need something different. They're gonna go off and try their own different activities and different hobbies and stuff, and try to do all the things before they leave.
But that's the thing. Hold on, Courtnee.
Hold on, man. The thing is, when you talk about that, we're not talking about abuse. We talking about your average everyday relationship.
Doesn't have to be abuse.
That's what I'm saying. Because most relationships aren't verbally abusive. You going through some situation. It's just on some basic shit. Sometimes you're just going through life. You got kids. You guys are focusing. You guys got the skills. You got to worry about the kids. You got to worry about cooking, cleaning. He got to worry about going to work, doing X, Y, and Z. It's the small shit. But you have to take time for each other. And that's when conversations have to come out and listen. I know we've been busy. I know we've been doing this, that, and the third, but we need to take a little time for each other. Cool. Or hey, I need to take a little time to myself. Cool. Most men don't care. They're like, all right, shit, do your thing. I got the kids. But and vice versa. So it's all of these
and
things.
Those are the relationships where people stay together because they have that.
That's what I'm saying. And there's a blueprint. That's why we always say there's a blueprint for a successful relationship. That's why when we talk about these relationships, we coming from what the successful relationships are doing versus not just somebody just being in a relationship. So that's why we talk about these things. We talk about it from, listen, we've experienced people who are in successful relationships and we've experienced people who are just in relationships. But a lot of times when you look at the two, the ones who say that they aren't in successful relationship, it's just because of a feeling, not because of something that somebody was doing. And it's like, what are you doing? This dude is a wonderful guy. We talking, and not just wonderful as in he's nice, he don't cheat, he's doing everything he possibly can. He's a Stephen Curry. We're just gonna use Stephen Curry as the default. He's a Stephen Curry. Why are you unhappy? Why are you leaving the marriage? Why?
In that case, then it would be a personal thing. They would have a personal thing going on, but that's not always. So if it's a healthy relationship and you still want to leave, then obviously there's something that you're not happy with personally, and so now you're choosing to leave a healthy relationship. But it is what it is.
What's a healthy relationship to you?
That's understandable.
No,
what's a healthy relationship?
We ain't worry about the healthy ones. We need examples of what she's driving at because we know what healthy is. So
No, we don't. Everybody have this different kind of like what they define as a healthy. I want to know what.
I agree with what Courtney was saying. Everything that he's talking about is a healthy relationship. If you have, if if something's going on that's bothering you, you need to have a conversation about it. You need to work through it. You have highs and lows. Relationship is a roller coaster. It's not going to be perfect. Sometimes your lows are going to last a little bit longer than your highs, but you go through it and you get through it, and you conversate and you grow, and you work through it together. That's what the whole purpose of marriage is, right? You have your own personal goals. She has her own personal goals. You help each other get there, and for the greater good, and everybody's happy. You take care of your children, take care of your responsibilities, do things, have fun, have sex, whatever you need to do, and you live your life together happily.
I mean, you
communication
got,
is probably the biggest factor.
you got your personal goals. I have my personal goals, but we both have our goals, and sometimes our personal goals is subject to change depending on our goals of where we are going in life.
Correct.
That is the thing when we talk about sacrifice. There are going to be situations where you exhausted as hell is telling him about the same thing. But I think one of those things with marriage and all that type of stuff, if you exhausted saying the same thing, but you can look at all the other things that overcompensated. Hey, this is just him. This is just her. I can accept it. I'm not going to put this expectation for them to change over something I'm exhausted talking about saying. Depending on what it is, in general, a lot of the things can be resolved. But at the same time, you choose the partner that you not partner. You choose the significant other that you you choose your significant other. So a lot of times, well, I think with a lot of people that got a lot of experience with marriage and all that type of stuff, it's just like the NLE Chopper situation. It's kind of like that analogy when somebody in the cave and they digging for the diamond, and they right there and they quit and they go. Like literally, I think a lot of people that's in these marriages for these like 20, 30, 40 years or whatever, they be seeing you right there, and that's the reason why they encourage you to keep on going, because you're gonna find some things on the way, some gems and some diamonds, little small things to help you along the way. And you will be there, and you almost there to a point that you will be so happy. But it's so much stuff that goes on in current society to put those blockers in your ear, to put those blockers in your mind. And then that way you start looking at those things. And I'm exhausted. It's about my happiness and all that type of stuff. That's the reason why Courtney was like, man, forget your happiness. It's about duty. Because everything comes with it when you keep on going with the duty. Because if y'all sit down at the table and say, this is what our life looked like at the end of our life, right? We retired, we did this, that, third, we live in the rest of our lives. It's going to be a bumpy road. It's going to be phases. It's going to be some ups. It's going to be downs. It's going to be some communication that's just not, you're going to like, it's not always going to be a situation where y'all going to agree. It's going to be some agree to disagree, and you're going to think about it. And like, why they not understanding where I'm coming from? And it's going to frustrate you. But at the same time, I have to take some time. She got to take some time and think about some stuff. What do we got right now? What's more important? Is the good things overcompensating the thing that I'm worried about right now? It is. All right. We went over this a lot. It ain't gonna change. Is this gonna be a huge thing that affect the relationship overall for us to get to that end point? No. Yes. Maybe. I don't know. We gotta go through it and see what it is. But I just think sometimes, like what we're talking about right now, a lot of people not thinking like that. They gone.
I don't know that to be true. I feel like a lot of people are thinking about that. I don't think many people are getting married to be divorced, right? Some people get married just for the party's sake of it, right? But that's different. So the people that are getting married to be married for the long haul, everybody has their breaking point. Lots of life changes happen while you're married, and sometimes, you stop seeing eye to eye, and sometimes people change. Sometimes people change their attitude, their personality change. They go through their midlife crisis. They want to be with somebody younger. They want to go all of a sudden smoke weed and they never smoked weed before, they start drinking or whatever the case may be. And that's when those relationships, I'm going to do, what can I tolerate and what am I willing to work through? And sometimes shit just gets so bad that you can't, you have your breaking point and you're like, look, if we can't get it together by this time, I got to go. Like, it's not just I'm going to just go get a divorce immediately. I don't think that happens very often, if at all.
No,
but
I think
if you're not in a healthy relationship or your healthy relationship goes downhill, I mean, it is what it is at that point.
But what I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. Though, there are situations, and that's what I mean. So a lot of these situations that happen, it's not because of somebody because it went down here because of the drinking, the smoking, and all of this. A lot of times, it just, you guys are just at a friction point right now. And a lot of people don't want to work through it because it's gonna happen. Because even with men and when the women start to hit their older age, they hit menopause, and that's a motherfucker. I seen my mom go through it, and I seen my dad. My parents and them. I seen them go through the ringer, right? But they still make it through the situation. Nobody wants to work anymore. Everybody just feel, look, I don't deserve this. I don't think I need to be here. Oh, I'm going. Now I get what you're saying. Yeah, a lot of women do endure a lot. I understand that 100%, and I'm not negating that at all. A lot of them endure a lot of different things, as well as the other side of the coin. So I'm just gonna focus on the women aspect of it. They endure a lot from a lot of men because a lot of shitty men out here. I do 100% agree with that, 1,000%. But at the end of the day, you still made we're not talking about just relationships. We talking about marriage. When you're in a marriage, that's what that is. It's a marriage. It's a contract between the two. If I haven't done anything to go against that contract, there should be no reason. There should be absolutely no reason, unless I done put your head through a dryer, unless I done something to hurt the children, or anything of that sort. Something that's detrimental to the family, that's not getting us to the destination of where we're trying to go. On these other bras out here, gambling money away from the house, doing all the egregious things like that, that's not getting us to the destination. Anything outside of that, it should be no reason why you can't fix the situation in that marriage. There should be no reason at all. And that's the problem right now, because we see there a lot of things that's going on in social media, and instantly we have this. A lot of women and men have this boogeyman complex, and it's like, oh shit, I don't want to get into this relationship because this bitch gonna leave you, which is fair, which is understood because we see what's going on. And on the flip side, we see a lot of women like, I don't want to get in a relationship because a lot of these niggas ain't shit, because what we see online. But let's be real, a lot of men aren't leaving these relationships. 70% of women are leaving these marriages. So when you look at the numbers, it's like, okay, so what's really going on out here? Why are you leaving? Don't just give me no bullshit and just to make yourself sound like the victim. Why did you leave? Because you thought it was green on the other side. You wanted to be a 3 or 4. You weren't happy, or you thought, you know what I'm saying, you thought you can get something better, or you thought you was better than him, or you was jealous of him, or he hit your head across the drive, whatever the case may be. But a lot of these situations aren't as bad as a lot of these women are making it. It's really not. No. A lot of them just leaving just because they want to leave, and they're tired of being in that relationship and they want to go somewhere else.
And I think the reason you're getting so much pushback is because you gotta look at it like from like the big picture. It's almost like you're pushing like support of people not being together.
Not pushing. I don't think she's pushing that.
No. Well, I'm trying to say that it's okay. Like it's okay. Not pushing like everyone should not be together. But I think it's more you're more on the side of, hey, I see why you have more reason why it's okay to leave versus like why you should stay. You know, and I think this is why you get the pushback from me. I don't know about everybody else. That's the reason I kind of come with it. It's like it's more on the side of like you're not like really pushing like, hey, this is the right thing to do. So I think the right thing to do, if you have committed to someone, you say you got married, especially if you got kids, then you need to ride that shit out. Unless it's a bad situation. If that happens, then yeah, get the fuck out of there. But if it's not, if it's just like, yo, I don't, I think I can do better, or whatever the case may be, or this person's not really listening to me, then I think you should be on the other side of like, hey, we gotta make this shit, we gotta fix this shit, make it work. But I mean, at the end of the day, this is what I will agree with you. If someone really don't want a relationship, they shouldn't be. And I would push that fucking for yeah. Like I say, I don't see anything good coming out of someone who really don't want to be in it. I don't care if it's right or wrong. I say you gotta let them go.
I agree. I think the situation with us as men is we look at the situation. If we actually decide to marry a chick, we real serious, and we don't feel like doing this shit again.
Yeah.
It's not. We don't want to do it again. We don't feel like doing it. Like that person that we with, we really wanted to make it work. Because when men fall for a woman, it's like a different situation, and we don't want to mess it up. We don't want to leave this and the third. You got men that cheat, cool, yeah, I get it. Overall, that's not the case. We really just don't want to. We really want to see it all the way through. And I think what the situation is between men and women is men want to see it all the way through. So we endure a lot of stuff to get all the way through for duty. Women looking at it, the situation is not worth to see it all the way through because their happiness, and they don't want to be miserable, be in a miserable marriage where they coming home every day and they freaking miserable. And I think that's a fair like assessment and everything, but I think a lot of times the boogeyman complex is clouding everybody's judgment on everything on both sides of the aisle. That boogie woman complex is a serious thing where you probably is clouding your greatness. If you got good enough, I mean everything's not absolute. You got enough discernment, and you got you being intentional, and you have a good vetting process, right? I think you can get who you want for real. Because I ain't gonna say it's absolute. I'm just saying you'll have a better outcome of getting who you want. That you don't have to be in that situation where you like that miserable that you like I can't take no more. I gotta go. I just think that's what it is because I got my clear hugs full. She a little country though, but I got her though. And it was just me being intentional, looking at the nuances of things and everything. And I think that's what needs to happen because we don't have community family anymore. Everybody's just making decisions just how they want to make decisions without going through a valid vetting process. And then when that happens, that's usually the situation as time go on. You get into these situations where women feel like I just can't do it. Right? Building that relationship with the dad are the most prominent figure in the family because now not only if the other got expectation for you, that's if the man in your life got expectation for you. So it's kind of like always making sure you on your one. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we got that anymore in a general sense. And that's the reason why two people come together and they trying to figure it out by themselves and it really don't work out. That's what I think. Because the person with the woman,
I mean, for me,
that problem male figure in her life, they don't want nothing from her. They want the best. They want to protect. And I think that should be should be brought back. But I get it. I don't know how I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, that boy. What you got? Probably will close it out.
Well, see, for me, my thing is, I ain't gonna hold you. Sometimes when you and Ashley up here, y'all don't talk at all. It do frustrate me because it's like, as a man that actually cares about women, if we don't get to see any insight into y'all thought process and how we can do better, it's kind of frustrating because then when we revert to whatever is out there, like I always says, like a lot of the women that's on the forefront is all the toxic women. So when we see all the bullshit, then we sit up here and it's like, okay, well, we got two women that they say that they're wholesome, they're different, they're whatever, And it's like, all jokes aside with the sister code and all this other stuff, is when we need more insight and like to dive deeper, it'd be a little, I personally appreciate it when you guys go a little further than surface level into what the experience is. And I know that it's a lot of pushback. Sometimes it feels like it's bullying because, it's like 4 versus 1, 4 versus 2 or whatever. But realistically, at day's end, I'm still trying to understand where y'all are coming from. Just like on this pod, to me, this is our little pod family. So, I don't really give a fuck how toxic greater society is. If you was down on your luck and you needed help and I was in a position to help, I'm gonna help you. I might come on the pod and be like, fuck all these hoes. But at the same time, you in a different tax bracket. I'm gonna look at you like my sister. I can't leave my sister ass out. I don't give a fuck what she do. She might be a video vixen and all this other stuff and be a whole Cardi B. But I have a little more understanding into you from, proximity, however you want to put it, to where I know, okay, it might be a couple situations that you might never even speak of that led you down the path that got you to where you at, versus where somebody else just come and make a TikTok and it's like, oh man, this little hoe over here just like the rest of these bitches. So that's where it becomes where when we're up here, sometimes I do ask for y'all insight and then y'all shut down and I'm like, okay, well, if it seems like I'm joining the Macaroni, Courtney, and Marcus team to where we all just align on what we know, is just because we've already took our multiple choice question test growing up and realized, okay, in this situation, the answer is always C. In this situation, it's all of the above. So if you have something different, but nobody wants to, bring that to the forefront, it's like, okay, well, shit, we just gonna revert to default settings, which is all this is bullshit, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And that's why sometimes we do get disappointed in people where we have the Aisha Currys come out and it's like, okay, on the women's side, y'all might be like, oh, well, she's tired of just being a mom, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, well, you can't come on a podcast 10 years later when, your kids are grown enough to even understand what you're saying on the podcast. And be like, oh, I just never wanted kids. Not a kid over there like, oh, I always felt like my mama ain't love me. Like, oh, she ain't want me to begin with. No wonder. So even without us on the outside, even attacking them, it's like that kid got to live through that every day. Just like when OnlyFans first became mainstream, it's like, hey, if you couldn't afford to pay your bills month to month and you figured out that selling your pinky toe in Dubai was more profitable than clocking in at Circle K, that's a you problem. I get it. At day's end, you got to pay bills. We done survived the whole forbidden flu that they told some people that you were essential workers and other people you're not essential. One thing that never happened was them bills never got paused. You still had to pay them bills, even if you couldn't go to work. So it's like, we get there's a lot of things that's outside of the control, but things that's inside control, or if you know a different insight. I'm from a single mom. I know some of the conversations that women have in the hair salons and the nail salons and stuff. Well, not really the nail salons, because you gotta use Google Translate to even decipher what the damn Vietnamese and all them is talking about you versus whatever. But in the black hair salons, there's a lot of stuff that women's talking about. So how you want me to feel when I'm in the hair salon as a kid and all these women talking about niggas ain't shit, whoop whoop, or run that man from his pockets and blah blah. And then, on the male side, we get songs like bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks or whatever. I might just have to side with the men, because shit, when I'm behind closed doors with the women, nobody's praising, the woman in the positive light, on the positive forefront. Everybody's just like, oh, you get a man, do whatever you can, break his pockets, running for his money, marry him and then divorce him, because, you can marry him for 10 years, build him up, and then the court's gonna automatically whoop you. And then it's like, all right, well, if I'm in a lose-lose situation, then hell yeah. If the only thing I really want is some damn coochie, fuck it, run it. Why would I put my life on the line for somebody that I know is secretly plotting against me? Then so if you tell me that, oh no, all women aren't plotting, it's like, okay, well, what's the difference? What do we look for? And that's kind of where like I want to be able to know like the happy medium is you have something different. What is it? And I get it. Like, you know, y'all got the sister code and stuff, which if we feel like you're going down the sister code route, we gonna call that out too. It's like, hey, is this really your thought, or you just protecting, you know, the league of ladies out there that's doing some extra stuff? So on my end, I'm not ever trying to really attack you. I'm really just trying to find the middle ground. If you feel attacked, I mean, by me, I guess I'll.
I don't feel attacked. It's just sometimes I'm trying to share a message and it seems like, you know, you guys are stuck on your opinion and then you just run with your opinion. It's not really like you guys asking questions or, you know, really talking about it. You're saying what you feel and your perspective, and I'm saying my perspective, what I feel, and then we all, you know, it's not always a full-on conversation. And so sometimes it gets exhausting when we repeat ourselves over and over. And that's sometimes when I'm like, all right, I don't feel like going through this again.
Okay. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. No, I don't feel attacked or anything. And I appreciate that you want to understand. I get to understand some of your perspectives as well and try and figure out where the hell that's coming from and stuff. So,
well, I already know that I'm crazy off rip. So sometimes y'all got to go back and watch the stream 2-3 times to even understand where the hell I'm coming from. I get that. I mean, you know, I'm not going to change that. Is it? Some of the stuff is, you know, entertainment at the end of the day. But, you know, I have no ill will towards anybody. Is the thing. And I would like our platform, you know, to excel in the fact to where we can find the middle ground between both sides and progress the community forward and whatnot. So that's just where at times I would like deeper insight into how at least yourself and Ashley feel, if you know you feel like taking on the voice for the women for that day from your angle. Because a lot of the stuff that y'all see, we might not see, but at the same time, there's a few things that you guys see or say that you experience to where we're like, it's not really like that on our end, which I understand, you know, that leads into a frustrating whirlpool altogether. Because just like the whole catcalling thing, it's like, you know, your definition of catcalling is what I call it. Like, oh, hey, big booty, how you doing? So like to you. But if it's like, oh, hey, miss, how you doing? And then you like, oh, well, I'm not miss. Like, damn, what you want me to call you? Hey, bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I try to come with respect. Then I go to the other end. Now you like, I ain't no bitch neither. It's like, what do you want? Then you like, oh, well, my name's Kay. Well, motherfucker, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's being extra.
So it's, you know, just finding a happy medium is what I normally try to do. And if any attacks or anything feel like they're being received in the midst of that, I'll apologize for that.
Same. If you feel like I attack.
Y'all don't be attacking.
Y'all want to know something funny though?
Well,
my internet just came on.
What are you working on?
You been using your phone?
You
been using a hotspot or something?
Nah, I just been using my 5G. That's the reason why I've been cutting out every goddamn 5 minutes.
Wow, that's wild work.
It just came on, bro. Like literally just now.
Wow. Well, tonight was a great show. It was a solid show. We had the pleasure to have Carmen come on the show. You know what I'm saying? She'll be back for sure. But yeah, man, everything was solid. And I appreciate y'all for rocking with us tonight. Make sure you are here again tomorrow. I will be live solo tomorrow on Wednesday. And make sure you, if you haven't subscribed yet to Banter and Barter, make sure you do that right now because we need to get to that monetization. You feel me? Get that bread up. You feel me? But until next time, my good people,